Hello, good morning, and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denise Apomai in our very first story. Ghana is adding its voice to global demands for stronger data governance, as experts caution that Africa's digital future is at risk without swift action. Speaking at the 2025 Data Protection Africa Summit in Accra, the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation warned that the continent may be facing a new kind of colonization, driven not by land but by data. Maxwell Akloboto has more in the following report.
Ghana is joining calls for stronger data governance amid growing concerns that Africa's digital prospects could be undermined without urgent reforms. Addressing the 2025 Data Protection Africa Summit in Accra, the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Sam George, warned that the continent may be edging towards a new era of digital colonization as foreign entities gain increasing control over African data.
Because even as President Mahama is Africa's champion for reparations on slave trade and the effects of colonialism, I am deeply worried about a new version of colonialism, data colonization. And if Africa doesn't wake up, we'll be talking reparations in 2063 after all of our data has been colonized.
The minister cautioned that without robust data protection frameworks, the continent's digital economy could face serious vulnerabilities.
Without robust data protection frameworks, e-commerce cannot scale, fintechs cannot expand, cross-border identity verification cannot function. You cannot have digital payment systems that will be trusted, and our consumers will simply not participate in the ecosystem.
The CEO of the Data Protection Commission, Dr. Arnold Kavapo, echoed the minister's concerns, highlighting the critical role of data trust in driving the continent's digital transformation.
The greatest risk we face if we fail is the loss of public trust. If citizens cannot trust the digital ecosystem we are building, then AI, digital payments, digital health, e-government, everything will struggle to take root. Innovation will slow, investment will decline, our sovereignty as African states will weaken, and most vulnerable amongst us will face the highest risks of exploitations.
As governments work to balance fast-paced technological growth with the protection of citizens' rights and privacy, the message from the summit was unmistakable. Safeguard the data, safeguard the continent. Maxwell Aklobotos reports for Joy News.
Vice President Professor Jane Nano Pukwuagyemang has called on women to seize opportunities in the prison service, emphasizing the need for diverse talent as she officiated the passing out ceremony for new officer cadets. There's more in the following report.
Vice President Professor Jane Nano Pukwuagyemang has welcomed a new wave of officer cadets into Ghana's correctional force, reaffirming the government's commitment to transforming the prison service. Addressing the parade, she outlined ongoing reforms to strengthen operations and improve inmate welfare. She said increase in feeding allowance to 5 Ghana cedis daily for the benefit of over 14,000 inmates is a vital step towards humane treatment across facilities.
Through sustained investment, from improved logistics to long overdue increase in the daily feeding allowance from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis, which has been approved for implementation, government is restoring dignity to our correctional system. Every Ghanaian, thank you very much, every Ghanaian, regardless circumstance, deserves dignity, care, and humane treatment. With this increase, over 14,000 inmates will benefit from more nutritious and decent meals. Government is committed to deepening this progress in the years ahead.
She also noted the low number of women in the graduating class and expressed hope that future recruitment will attract more female officers.
I saw that there weren't as many ladies, and I'm counting that in the next recruitment we get even more ladies.
The Vice President also recognized 3 cadets who excelled during the course, presenting awards for the Commandant's Award, Best in Order of Merit, and Best All-Round Cadets.
Allow all of us to honor the graduates who distinguished themselves during the course. The winner of the Commandant's Award, Junior Under Officer Giftinyako. The Best in Order of Merit, Junior Under Officer Godwin Boating Mensah. And Best All-Round Officer Cadet, Senior Under Officer Abraham Opoku Techi. Well done.
For Joy News, Michelle Lattis reports. Read to you.
Now, the Osu Children's Home is crying out for help. Manager of the home, Raindorf Dati, has revealed that the crumbling infrastructure at the facility is a major roadblock in providing top-notch care for the kids. He raised concerns about aging facilities, with buildings from the 90s showing their age. My colleague Ramat Bashir has more in this report.
The Osu Children's Home is on the mend thanks to the generosity of Car Powership Ghana Company Limited, which has just completed a major renovation of the male unit. The makeover is a game changer for the kids, who deserve a safe and nurturing environment to thrive. Manager of the home, Raindorf Dati, says years of wear and tear had taken a toll on the facility, affecting the quality of care.
The issues are enormous because we are caring for children. This facility was built way back in the 50s. So in line with what Car Powership came to do today, we have issues with infrastructure issues. Aside, giving the children proper care, as in their upbringing, feeding and all that. Our infrastructure is very old, and every now and then we are into maintenance and all that. So that is how come basically Car Power came in to offer such a support.
Car Powership Ghana's intervention has brought new life to the male unit. Managing Director Oscar Amono Neiza says it's about giving these kids the dignity and comfort they deserve.
I believe there are other buildings or units here that need to be refurbished as well, and not even only also children's home, but we should look at other needy homes for the young ones and try and put some smiles on their face, as it's of no fault of theirs that they find themselves under such conditions. But I believe for us who have been privileged in a way, should give back to them and also give them that hope to live and make them have that desire to also do well in life. And so I would call up to all the other corporate entities and those who are in the position to help, to please come to the aid of these young ones. They need help. We need to put a smile on their faces because these are the future of our nation, Ghana.
Member of Parliament Retana Odolesoa praised Car Powership Ghana's kindness and urged others to follow suit.
When somebody comes to support you, you need to make sure that you maintain it, so that when the person even comes back to visit, we would say, oh, these people have done well, let me do more for them. So the maintenance culture by the teachers, the staff here, is very, very important, and I want to encourage them on that. Whatever you have, don't just give them their old clothes. Go and share with them. Give them the food. Give them nice clothes. If you don't have the clothes, you can just take 4 children, 4 girls, buy them nice clothes in the home for Christmas, and believe you me, the joy will bring you more blessings.
Advocates are calling on the government and stakeholders to keep supporting the Osu Children's Home. With investment and care, these kids can grow up with confidence, hope, and a bright future. Ramat Bashir's report, read to you.
Now, 50 children living with cleft lip and palate are receiving life-changing reconstructive surgery at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital through a free medical mission by Operation Smile Ghana. Country Director Peter Titiati expressed concern over the deep social and emotional impacts cleft conditions can continue to have, especially in Ghana, where stigma, misinformation, and limited access to treatment remain widespread. He emphasized the need for stronger public education and also assured that the organization is committed to expanding care and ensuring that no child is left to suffer from a condition that is fully treatable.
Left lip or palate in Ghana may be slightly lower than the global average, but its impact in the country is still heavy. Ernest J24 is the National Coordinator of National Surgical Obstetric and Anesthesia Plan at the Ministry of Health.
Across the country, on the average, we are getting to 400 to 500 cases almost every year with children that are born with cleft and palates at the moment.
Operation Smile Ghana is on a mission to live by its name in the lives of children with the condition. Surgical lead of the organization's 2025 agenda, Dr. Levi Ankra, emphasizes some details about the condition.
Usually, by the time the mother would even notice that she's pregnant, the face would have formed, and that's where the mistakes would have occurred. So this happens within the first month to 2 months of being pregnant. That's when the face forms, and these problems will have occurred. So by the time the child is ready to be born, sometimes you can actually notice it very early, but usually they come out with these problems. But the good thing is that it is not a problem that cannot be solved. It's a complex thing to deal with, but it can be fixed. And that's what Operation Smile does. We go around finding these children with these problems. Some of them would have even grown into adulthood. And then we try and correct these issues.
The country director of Operation Smile Ghana, Peter Titiati, highlights the social impact of the condition.
The stigma aspect of this is what makes it a bit more alarming. In Ghana or elsewhere, whatever you don't understand, it becomes fearful. People think that these are spiritual babies, they have mothers, or somebody has sinned against some gods or some rivers. That's why we see they give birth to such cases. And so for us, it's important to send this message. We've had a mother abandoning the baby this week in the hospital because the child was born with cleft lip and she couldn't understand why and how she could have that baby. So she just had to abscond and left the baby in the care of the midwife. So for us, the stigma is what is contributing to such behaviors and such traumatic experience for these children growing up.
Janet Amwakwa, a mother of a child with cleft lip, shares some advice with other parents in the same situation. When they keep the children inside, they won't get the help they need, even the free ones. They should be patient and love their children. For November and December, Operation Smile Ghana is sponsoring the surgeries of 50 children with cleft lip or palate. From Cape Coast, Abigail Lissel and Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, away from healthcare, relief is finally in sight for residents of Dintra Chichire in the Upper Dintra East District as the government moves to construct a long-awaited bridge over the River Ofin, ending years of dangerous boat crossings that have endangered pregnant women, school children, and also other commuters. Policy advisor at the Office of the Vice President, Samuel Fusuampofo, says the intervention stems from the Vice President's concern for the safety of women and children and her commitment to easing the daily struggles of communities cut off by the river.
Comfort has come to the town of Dintra Chichire, a community in the Upper Dintra district whose means of transport is by boat across the River Ofin. Today, the Vice President is leading a charge to construct a bridge that will help the community and curb potential disasters. Samuel Fusuampofo, policy advisor at the Office of the Vice President, visited a community with the 48th Engineer Regiment to assess the situation.
Fortunately, I'm here in two capacities. I'm also the board chairman for Ghana Cocoa Board. And we are interested in linking our cocoa growing communities and making it available. That is why the road fund and the cocoa road project came in during the President Mills administration, which has continued. Even though when we took over from the NPP, the cocoa road bills alone is over 21 billion. And so we have more or less suspended Cocoa Road activities until we are able to rationalize the debt, and thankfully His Excellency President Mahama has decided to transfer some of those heavy debts to the Ministry of Roads and Highways so that our debt burden will be lessened. So critical interventions like this, Cocoa Board is still able to look at it. So we will be urging the engineers, the 48th Engineers Regiment, to come out with the estimates and to see how Cocoa Board can also support. I will put before my board and management, and to see how we can also support in addressing this situation so that the cocoa farms that are overbanked, when they harvest them, they'll be able to transport them to Chechere here for onward transmission to our takeover centers. So the fiber boating will definitely, I say that one is a low-hanging fruit, which means that one can be done as quickly as possible. And then we'll deal with the long-term situation as well.
The Oman Hen of Dintra, or therefore 1.7 the fourth, expressed gratitude to the office of the Vice President. The NDC always helps us. They are really concerned about Dintra. We will always support them. I am grateful to the government, the office of the Vice President and the Chief Advisor. We hope this help is not only a 9-day wonder.
It shouldn't be a 9-day wonder.
The visits to the community also saw the donation of sanitary pads to girls at the Chechere E-Block Senior High School.
On Tuesday, you couldn't go to school, and on days that you are menstruating too, you are not allowed to go to school. So Her Excellency, the very first female Vice President of this country, she has asked us to come and make this small donation. More would come. This is just a symbolic component of it, so that you would use it.
From Dintra Chechere, Abigail Lissel and Kroma reports. Joy News.
It's now time for some business news with, of course, the Hunter Pele. Samuel, could you breathe?
Let's do some business update now into our first story. The Ghana Mine Workers Union is warning of a potential total shutdown of the country's mining industry if the government fails to address the issue of locked up funds belonging to over 19,000 miners. The funds have been trapped since the 2018-2019 financial sector cleanup exercise. The union's warning comes amid growing concerns over the government's ability to resolve the issue, with some miners having gone without their savings for years. Speaking to Joy Business, General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union, Abdul Momen Bana, threatened to take drastic action, including a nationwide mining shutdown, if the government does not intervene to release the funds.
Well, over 19,000 miners means that essentially the entire industry is impacted. And so we all know what the contribution of the mining sector to the economy of this country is. The Minister of Finance must be minded that our contribution to the economy of this country is huge. In fact, our expectation is that they will pay heed to this call. We are sending a formal petition beyond this press interaction. We will follow up and ensure that we press home our demands of a full recovery of our investment. We will not hesitate to do so.
And how soon is that?
Oh, as soon as possible. As far as we are concerned, this notification has gone to government, and for that matter, the Finance Minister and the Bank of Ghana. Indeed, in our petition, the presidency has equally been copied. Our expectation is that government will work together to ensure this is delivered ASAP. But if government is not minded of the pain, the distress that we are going through, and decides otherwise, I can assure you that in the coming days, as we indicated, you will see miners, and for that matter, the entire mining industry going down just to ensure that we recover our legitimate funds, hard-earned funds that we have invested into supposedly licensed and regulated institutions by the DOJ.
Now to other stories now. The Ghana Revenue Authority has recovered an amount of 4.6 million cedis from an attempted smuggled diesel that was meant for transit to Burkina Faso in October this year. This is an increase from a projected tax revenue of 2.3 million cedis by the Customs Division of the GRA. We have more in the following report.
The joint operation by Customs and National Security intercepted the 10 trucks of diesel estimated at about 540,000 litres with a 2.3 million cedi tax revenue. The products were seized from one of the oil marketing companies attempting to divert them into the local market after they were declared as transit goods in order to evade customs duties. In line with the customs law, the vehicles were impounded and the goods were confiscated by the state. In a recent engagement with the GRA, the authority disclosed that about 4.6 million cedis was realized from the sale of the products. A forensic audit has been commissioned into the operations of some suspected OMCs identified in the smuggling scheme.
That's all we have in business. I'll get back to you, Denisia.
Thank you, Sawoko Jibris. And that's it for AM News. If you want more news, please, I know a place, myjaonline.com. My name is Denisia Pomaije. Up next is sports, but enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, welcome back to the AM show. And let's delve into what the papers are reporting now. And then I'll welcome my guest for us to deal with the important matters arising in this country. Of course, we'll look at the over 40 billion cedis debt owed road contractors and what government is doing about it. We'll also look at the zipline and matters arising and all of the issues. But let's get into what the papers are reporting this morning, starting with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And on the front page, no Xmas for police, Deputy Interior Minister says. And according to him, they've asked the police people to provide security for the citizens and visitors who will be coming into the country in this U-tide period. And therefore, even those who are on leave are being recalled to augment the service. So the annual leave that police people will do embark on have all been suspended because they will need men and women to provide security for Ghanaians and visitors during the Christmas period. So if you're a police officer, Christmas is not for you and your family. Your family will celebrate it, but you will not be home. Now, NMC clears Angela List of bad press. You remember, Angela List is the CEO of Adamus Resources, an online press and a media house published stories about her that she and her team thought that, no, this cannot be allowed to go. So they went to the NMC. NMC adjudicated the matter and found that she was not, the media houses had to apologize to her and Adamus Resources because of the bad press they gave her. The story is on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times. Government to deploy 700 medical doctors to district, Minister of Health says. And he says that there are doctors locked up in areas that are not needed. But there are other areas that are in need of medical doctors. And therefore, the government prioritizes the distribution of doctors to areas that really need the services of these medical doctors. And therefore, 700 of them will be distributed to these areas. Get details on page 9. We are told that national digital tools unveiled to address youth unemployment. Details are on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times. At the back page, gun amnesty takes off. Surrender all unregistered arms, Interior Minister says. So if you have not registered your firearm, this is a time for you to report it to the authorities for them to do what is necessary. After this period, then when they arrest you or when they see you with a gun, you will be arrested. That is not registered, I have to add. Now, over 200,000 birds vaccinated in 3 northern regions. Story, the details are there. Daily Guide newspaper, minority exposes airport services charge increment from 5 to 150 cedis. Now, this came up in Parliament yesterday when they were debating appropriation of, for the Roads Ministry, for the Transport Ministry as well. The chairman for the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, Patrick Boama, then brought the issue up. The government is trying to smuggle into the House this increment in airport fares. So now, if you are a local traveler, you still pay 5 cedis. But if you are an international traveler, you will be charged no longer 5 cedis, but you'll be paying 150 cedis. And the minority says you can't do that because you want to avoid proper scrutiny. You need to come through the proper means. So that story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. NMC orders 2 media houses to apologize over reports, and that is the Adamos Resources and their CEO, Angela List. Their details there. NSS scandal. OCICB sweats over 623 million cedis bail. We understand that even after the bail was reduced from 800 million cedis, he's still not able to come up with, the sureties for the 623 million, and so he's still in the custody of the BNI. That is the OCICB story. Now, GFP marks Fuseini Donkor 1 year remembrance. That story is also there. Court awaits Agrada plea deal outcome. And this is in relation to the allegation of she publishing naked photos of a certain prophet. The court has given the AG up to 13 December to provide details of that particular plea bargain deal so that the court will decide what to do with that particular case. The Ghanaian publisher now, NPP grassroots unite behind Bawumia ahead of next month's presidential primary. So it means it looks like the Bawumia campaign team is really gaining some momentum there. Only yesterday we heard that the campaign team manager for Engineer Kwabena Japan has switched camp to join the Bawumia campaign, and now we are being told that the NPP grassroots is uniting strongly behind the Bawumia campaign team ahead of next month's presidential primary. It will be interesting what will happen on 31st January 2026 when the party elects a flag bearer. Now, experts warn Ghana of rising terror risk at CPS dialogue and plot to malign former MIF executives uncovered. The details are on page 2 because, the former MIF executives have come out strongly to say they got 1.9 billion cedis in profit. Why is that not being talked about? And they want that detail to also be out so that there could be some fair public discourse on that front. Well, let's do the daily gist now. Kisieja being in hot water, more petitions fly in. And over the last few days, we understand that a lot more people have been petitioning for the removal of Kisieja being as the special prosecutor. Some citing several reasons, particularly on the Kano Ferrata investigation. They say that it is not true that he started when he says he started. Well, let's see how that one goes. Because we also do know that the president has forwarded some petitions to the Chief Justice to go into them. Let's see. Now, also, MIF boss exposed in audit report saga. Get details of that particular story on there. NPP takes Bandai seat case to Supreme Court. Yesterday, we brought you details of that particular story. Agrada begs over fresh naked case. Also there. Bawumia gets massive endorsements. Is also on page 4 of the paper. And KAA camp downplays campaign manager defection to DMB camp. As I said, we brought you that story yesterday where the campaign manager of the Kwabena Japan team has switched camps to join the Bawumia campaign. And the Kwabena Japan team is saying that, well, that won't impact us in any way. Okay, let's do the Accra Times now. And Ayarga exposes NPP's economic record on page. The story is on page 3. It says prudent management of Ghana's economy. Ayarga says that what is happening now shows that the NPP didn't manage the economy well. Get details there. Nana Kunedi Ajman Rawlings, a foundation pillar of PNDC and NDC. Fifi Kwete says, and 2026 budget is health-centered, the entire Kando declares. Okay. Team of Hope touches 231 lives with free surgical exercise. An MPA boss praises Muslims and Christians. Parliament undertakes cleanup exercise. So those are the papers for you. Let's do the majoronline.com briefly, and then we start our discussion. If you go on to majoronline.com, electricity tariffs up by 9.86%, water by 15.92%, effective January 2026. This is from PRC. And this is one of the things we're going to discuss. Kojo Poko is vexed in these areas, and he's going to help us appreciate the breakdown. Pandai rerun, final Gazette decides all. The final report dismisses claims of late filing. 25 doctors refuse postings to Upper West region, threatening healthcare for 1 million residents. And we brought you details of this particular story on Prime yesterday. So if you watched the Joy News Prime, you saw it there, details of that particular story. We were within time, the Firm Report defends NDC's case as Pandai battle hits Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court will adjudicate this matter, and then we see where the fact will, will exonerate who. So that's it there for you in terms of what myjoyonline.com is also reporting. Let's get into the discussion now by introducing to you our guest for the day. And I've been joined by Kojo Poku. He is a member of the did I say governing? A member of the NPP and is an energy analyst. Good morning to you.
Member of government, that would be interesting. Member of government, I don't know. You know, if I was member of government when the president was cutting his cake, you'll have seen me quite cutting cake as well. All of a sudden, we are seeing some strange faces cutting cake with the president that we didn't know was part of government. But it's all.
But the president cutting cake would mean that he has friends that, and then this was at the golf.
No. In his house, recent couple of days.
The president will have
on social media that there are people that
in his house with his church members. Actually,
was it church members or? Okay, so there were a gathering of cake cutting, and we've seen some interesting faces cutting cake with the president when the appointees were called. People we didn't know were appointees, but well, that's fine. So that's what I'm saying. That's me trying to be a bit of mischief this morning, but it's all good. Those that know the story know the story.
But General of in charge of operations of the National Service Authority, right?
Now FNA.
Oh, you are now FNA.
Yeah.
Okay, FNA is finance
and administration.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Anything with a read?
Oh, it's on religious background.
Okay. All right then. Okay. Let's start with the tariffs, because we are now learning that PRC has increased. Let me introduce Dr. Kwame Asante. He is a political analyst and a lecturer at the University of Ghana. Prof, Doc, good morning to you and thanks for joining us.
Doc, and of course, good morning to Ghanaians.
All right, thank you very much. Let's start with the tariffs. 9.83 or so for power and the other for water. Why are we seeing this around this time?
Well, it's effective 1st January.
Yeah.
The ASU government gives to Ghanaians for the New Year and the Christmas. This we knew was coming.
Okay.
You know, there was a major tariff review, which is done every 3-4 years. And that is not just looking at the 3 parameters that are normally looked at. You know, there is a quarterly review that looks at exchange rate, inflation, and cost of fuel, right? And then there is, and also if there is any losses or like changes in the prices, let's say the previous month, if there's any unpaid arrears, then they factor that in. But those are quarterly reviews. This one is what you call a major tariff review, which looks at all the other value chain, the VRA, GMPC, Ghana Gas. Everybody brings their proposal to PLC to say that, look, within the period my operations are being affected. These are the things that are not being factored into the price formula. Can you please give me an increase? And yesterday we saw the announcement for Ghana Water and ECG. I'm yet to find out if there was any approved increases for the other ones. Because the GMPC asked for tariffs increase for gas. Ghana Gas asked for tariff increase for gas. NEDCO asked for increase. VRA asked for increase. So I think as time goes on, when we see the report, we'll be able to break down to see what increases were given. But ultimately, all that feeds into one price, which is the electricity and water that you and I pay. For electricity, as we've all seen, is going up by 9.86, which is almost 10%. it's a very clear message to Ghanaians that you had two parties. One said that, look, if you vote me into power, and let me take this opportunity to say good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who just came back from the Eastern region. He had a very good tour of the Eastern region. Look, during our campaign, we said that we were going to introduce, the NPP said they were going to introduce 3,000 megawatts of solar, and we would reduce electricity price by 50%, right? And nobody listened. They preferred to vote for NDC, who within this year already have increased more than 20% in electricity. When this 10% comes in, the total increment will be somewhere around maybe 30 point something percent year on year. If you look at what the tariff was in the beginning of the year, and you look at what the tariff is as at January 1st when this new increase comes in, let me just get the exact figure before somebody come and beat me up.
I mean, the increment?
The exact so the exact increment year on year will be 30.63%. If you look at what the tariff is from January 1st, 2024, and what the tariff will be when this 10%, this 9.86 adds on, the total increment in 1 year of electricity will be 30.63%.
Help us appreciate it better.
Okay, so the last increment in electricity was done in October 2024. That was the last review done by PULC. So as at 1st January 2024, what electricity tariff was as at 1st January 2024. When this 10%, 9.86 kicks in, right, you would get a cumulative increase in 1 year of 30.63% in electricity tariffs. As we speak today, there's been 20.77% increase in electricity tariffs as of today, the whole year, from January till now. So we know there's a quarterly review of electricity tariffs, right? PLC increases it quarterly. And there is a 20.77% increase as of today. So when the 9.86 comes to add on, by 1st January when it starts, there will be a cumulative increase of 30.63% in electricity tariffs.
That will be in another year.
No, but I'm just saying that I'm doing a 1 year comparison. 1st January to my brother, I'm doing 1st January 2020.
So
I'm doing 1st January 2025. No, sorry. So maybe if I said that, I'm doing 1st January 2025 to 1st January 2026. So in 2025 alone, we've had, as we speak today, we've had, like I said, 20.77% increase. So by the time the 9.86 comes in, there will be a 30.63%. So I don't know what my brother is saying that from the January 1st, you know, every quarter there's a review, right? So from January 1st, 2026, in the first quarter, there will be another review, which will probably be an increase or a decrease, but the way things are going, probably will definitely be another increase. We keep hearing about dollar has come down. We keep hearing about inflation has come down. None of this is reflecting in the hardship of Ghanaians. And today, we hear that Ghanaians, after spending all the money for Christmas, will be saddled with a 9.86.
But hasn't the PRC done well when you know how much these utilities were asking for?
They have been done well. It is the government that is still going to incur the losses in the sector. You know, we have always said that it's difficult for anybody. That's why, look, I keep saying, accident. When somebody sits in opposition, right, and always talk about, oh, there's this amount of losses, you've not done well, you've accumulated this amount of losses. Today, we are still not doing full cost recovery. Because, like you said, the increases that the utilities ask for, we're not given.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know the exact increase in terms of the 9.86, how that translates into the distribution service charge. Because bear in mind, what ECG was asking for was not the entire increase in tariffs, but they were asking for about 200 and something % increase in their DSE. We don't know how much that is increased unless it's gazetted. When it's gazetted by PLC, then we can go into that document and drill down to know how much the distribution service charge, that's how much that goes to ECG for its operations, how much that has been increased. But even in view of this, if you read the document that came out yesterday, they said that they are going to do a quarterly review of the baseline amount, the figures, right? So if there is a need to increase, they will further increase their baselines. Then still do the quarterly review of the based on the dollar to the CD FX, inflation, and the fuel prices.
Okay, so to the lay person, if say I buy 500 cedis for power, do I take it that 500 cedis is going to increase by 9.86%?
Call it 10%. So it's 550 cedis. So you get another 50 cedis on top of your.
Okay.
Call it 10%. I mean, 9.86 is only run at 10%. If you buy 100 cedis, you will get 10 cedis. 110. If you buy 500 cedis, 550.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's how much it works out to. But like I said, look, for me, I always say that when it comes to the energy sector, I don't do politics, right? Because you need to look at the reality of the industry, and you cannot be accumulating debt as happened in the past. Because I've preached that whenever you've identified there's a hemorrhage, there's a bleeding, you need to stop it and then basically cure the wound, right? So we've identified that there is a problem in the sector. We don't need to be accumulating debt. And yes, these reviews are necessary to basically make sure that we sustain that sector. But when somebody sits in opposition and does their politics, right? And as if the Dr. Bawumia Nana administration was such a bad administration that they don't care about the plight of Ghanaians and basically particularly make sure say Ghana for home. But it's not. Clearly, in the last 1 year, this government who preached Ahochire in opposition has not done anything to ease that Ahochire of Ghanaians. They only gave workers 9% increase in their salaries. Now look at what has happened in 1 year. You've had a 20-point-something increase in tariffs. By 1st January, you have a 30.63% increase in electricity tariffs alone. Let's not talk about water, which is going about 15.92. So look, it's a burden for them to explain to Ghanaians why they think Ghanaians should pay these things. But the NDC did that politics, right?
But aside the burden for them, you believe that is right because we don't have to
right or wrong, when we did it, we felt it was right. But they used it as politics to tell Ghanaians, this government is insensitive, NPP government is insensitive. That's the problem. Right? If we live in a fair and just society where NDC will support NPP in power to now let Ghanaians understand that, look, these things are the necessary evils we need to keep the country running. But if you now make and bring the kinky and the calipos and all these things to the studio and tell Ghanaians, then they vote you into power.
Okay.
And today, Ghanaians are now seeing the 30% increase in electricity tariffs. And going forward, they would appreciate it better. So they have to explain to Ghanaians why Ghanaians have voted them to this Now, why do they have to pay?
Fuseini, what was the justification for the increase?
Oh, thank you very much, my brother, and good morning to my brother here. I thought being an energy expert, he would have actually tried to shy away from the normal NPP politics so that at least this morning we could have had a very nice discussion. But then I'm sure he cannot help it, so I will indulge him. But let's be very frank. Who brought us to where we are now? Who brought PDS to Ghana? But for PDS, what was the debt level at ECG? What was the mismanagement at ECG? What was causing Ghanaians so much stress at the energy sector? We're already having issues.
But is PDS to be blamed for this?
I'm even confused.
Listen, why are we doing the increments?
You are doing the increments
both for CAPEX and OPEX. Normally, the quarterly review is just for OPEX. Is that not it? For operational charges. Is that not it? This time around, we are going into capital expenditure as well. That is why this is being given. So that all the mess you left can be properly corrected. And you have a problem with that and say somebody has deceived Ghanaians because you've caused a mess and somebody is trying to fix it. A government that left Ghana, left the seat and left, how do we call it, fuel that will sustain our light for just about 2 weeks. And today, they have the boldness to come and tell Ghanaians that they rather cared.
They countered that argument too.
How did they counter it?
They said it was not true. That the fuel they left could take over 3 months or so. The former deputy minister came out to say that
was showed the documents in a
but you know
that effect.
You know that was not true. I mean,
who said that was not true?
Why were we struggling? There are documents online to say that it wasn't true. There was enough.
You are good at creating problems, and people. NDC is always good at fixing your problems for you. So you always take comfort in that. Do you get it? So let's not shy away from these things. Sincerely speaking, look at the water sector. Look at that mess you took us through, Galamsey. Mess all our drinking waters up. Now all GWC water stations have to struggle, buy more chemicals to just purify the water. Are they not all increase in operational costs? So is it just that government is so happy, he just wants to increase for the sake of increasing? This government that you were starving students, and this government has gone to look for food. Today students are eating egg, eating better food in school, just so they can have good concentration at school. You call that government rather that he's rather insensitive and he's burdening Ghanaians. So let's speak to the issues. Are there real problems at the energy sector? Yes or no? We all know is the fact. Because Joy News should be even the one leading the charge. Because you speak about Galamsey every day, every time, every morning. And go to most of our water providing sources, especially water treatment centers. Most of it, I can say even about 12 out of the 16 regions have issues with most of their water bodies. So if there are more pollutions in the water, if the turbidity level in the water is so high, what does that mean? It means more chemicals will be needed to cleanse that water for us to drink. It means more chemicals will be needed to actually make that water wholesome for us to drink. So that already puts a burden on the operational cost of the Ghana Water Company. ECG, the debt that is there up till now, most IPPs are owed. We've not even paid them. You just left the debt and went away. We have to come and deal with that debt so that some of them can keep the lights on for us. So if they bring about, they wanted even huge increments, and government says no, combining both your capital expenditure, the capital expenditure that will go into rural electrification expansion, that will go into infrastructure, that will go into more, the transformers and all those things. Yes, this is what we are giving you, 9.86%. Use that to get everything done so that the light can be on for Ghanaians.
But his argument is that this is not new, that all of the challenges you speak about, they've been there. Yet when you were in opposition, you were telling Ghanaians that they were insensitive to them. That's why they were...
The point is that you were taking so much from ESLA and you were mismanaging the money.
And where did that ESLA money go?
The money that you took from ESLA was supposed to be used to pay the IPPs.
And who took it home?
You go to ask Ken Oforiatta, me that you're asking, do I know where you
know there's an ESLA account that is published every year, right?
So where is the money?
But the money, you know there's an ESLA account.
Where is the money, Kojopoku? We couldn't find the money. Do you get the point? You were supposed to use that money to pay all the debts owed by ECG to IPPs. You didn't do that. Somebody else has to come and deal with that particular shortfall. Now the debts are being serviced. So, you see, let's not create problems and pretend as if we were not part of the problem and all of a sudden the problem is just coming like a boat out of the sky. No. Governance is continuum. We have accepted the liabilities. Yes, we've inherited even your whole, we have inherited the whole, thinking of what to do with that particular whole. So yes, we have accepted all your liabilities, but trust you me, we are fixing it. But we won't shy away from the fact that we are fixing your mess and you pretend as if this mess is just somebody's own creation. No, you created the mess and we are fixing it. And all we ask from Ghanaians is that we will be truthful to them. We will not take their money and go and use it for, how do you call it, administrative expenses. No. If it's for capex, we'll use it for capex. If it's for operational expenditure, we'll use it to the benefit of Ghanaians. We won't go and take ESLA money and go and use it for campaign. No, it will not happen. We won't go and take SNIT money and go and use it to go and say we are going to do Agenda 111. No, it will not happen. Whatever that comes to us, that is exactly what we are going to use it for.
Okay.
Transparency is all Ghanaians want.
Bro, quickly, my brother mentioned something. He should know that the Galamsey problem, where Ghana water is having to increase, is their cousin. In January, when by the time the NPP was leaving, Konyako was producing water, right? The central region. In September, their own minister of central region, NDC minister, went and said that the Konyako water head can no longer produce water because of Galamsey. But as of January,
January in September 2024, the water stability was
but they were Ghana water was.
It was the same.
But Ghana water
was the same,
bro. Ghana water was producing water. You see, let's not make it look like you came and. What the point is that I'm not saying Galamsey is new. But you made the point that Ghana water is having to buy. Konyako was producing water as of January 2025.
But Galamsey,
in September,
but Galamsey is not a one political party.
We agree. That's the point. I wanted to correct something. He's saying that it's Galamsey that is making Ghana water buy more chemicals. We agree. But I want to point it to him that it has gotten worse under their watch in the last 1 year.
We are rather
that's fine, but Ghanaians who are there looking at you
who are having presidential forests and the rest.
All right, thank you. let me bring in Dr.
Ghanaians will be the determinants of that.
Doc, let me come to you as a consumer, as an ordinary Ghanaian, listening to the argument here and looking at the fact that PLC has increased utility for power and water. Power is by 9.86%, water is by 15.92%. How does that come to you as an ordinary Ghanaian who's going out there to buy power and water?
We are in tears because, take it or leave it, we bear the brunt of the actions of the political actors. But Mr. Poku says something which I want to take my conversation from that. You talk about the fact that there are certain canons they use to, fix these tariffs. One is inflation, one is for exchange rate and transport and all that. If that is the case, let us ask ourselves that today, what is the exchange rate? Is it something that has improved compared to previous time? What is the inflation? Has it improved?
Yes.
Compared to previous time? Transport fares and all that. If you look at this, my understanding as a layperson and as a consumer is that we are doing better in terms of these figures now. So the figures we are seeing, which is on the rise, something must explain that to us. One is obviously the debt accumulated in the sector. Two, mismanagement or inefficiencies on the part of ECG and other problems. So when all these things are boxed up, then we, the consumers, we are the one who bear the brunt of all these things. Over the years, what I have seen is that the political actors, and I'm talking about the political parties, the two dominant ones, have not come clean with what ought to be done in that area to salvage the situation. You will see them, hiding a lot of information from us, and that we don't have much, we as consumers. We are there, and then the PURC has no choice than look at all these things and fix something for us. I believe that governance is, you trigger that with what? Transparency. And you come out with information that is truthful at all times so that we can follow the conversation. I listened to the two party people, and you realize that where is the position of the ordinary man here, right? Because the reality, this one is blaming this one is blaming that. So we, as consumers, as the people, what is in for us. Remember, governance is nothing but what? How you make use of both human and material resources to make life better for us. Look at today, issue of Galamsey. It did not start today, but today we have what? Worst form of it. The year before was not also better. All that we want is that if you look at the turbidity levels, they were telling us that we have gone past the threshold long time. So I am expecting effort at what? Bringing them down. So sometimes when I listen to the political actors and they talk, I listen and I listen for listening's sake. Because the real issue is that how are they dealing with the debt that is sitting there and is what? Affecting us. How are they dealing with what? The turbidity levels. How are they dealing with what? Inflation. How do you keep the economy healthy so that when you use these things as what? The standard, the canons to measure and then detect, set the prices, will not be at a disadvantaged position. It's very, very unfortunate. But the ordinary man has no choice than to listen to them and all that. But I believe that we will watch and see which of them is able to do well. We will always give our mandate to them so that they can govern on our behalf.
Okay. Let me come to you, political actors. Then you've listened.
Political actors. I like that name actually.
Yeah,
political actors. If me and my brother was to start the movie, he would be what would he be? Okay, so who will be the protagonist? Who will be the antagonist?
They are always
the antagonist. The antagonist. He will be a killer. Me will show.
Okay, but you've listened to him.
Yes.
Do we all agree that it's time probably would take partisan politics out of the conversations on utility?
You posted on September 9th.
Something we posted?
Yes, on Joy News.
Okay.
Galamsey pushes Ghana Water Gridco to demand higher tariffs as 8 utility companies, including ECG and VRA, submit proposal for significant increases to PURC.
Yes.
So it's not just that I'm just looking for an excuse for the increase. As I said, these were the real reasons why some of the increases were being demanded, because the operational costs were running overhead. Now they have to add keepers. But mostly, as he said, we do the quarterly review. Those ones, the 1%, 2%, those are purely for operational basis. But at least every 3 years, or I think 5 years or so.
5. Because this is from this is up to 2030.
Yes, every 5 years you do the annual, the big, what do you call it, review. That will take care of the CAPEX and the OPEX. And some of them were even demanding 200% increase.
Oh yes, Ghana Water was 230%.
200 and yes,
and they were giving 15.
You see the point. So government is very much conscious of the ordinary Ghanaian. So I'm so sad when I hear doctors say we don't just care about them. But you know the cushions that government will have to cushion Ghanaians just to make sure it comes down.
His conclusion came from, he started from, do we have improvement in inflation? Yes. That's down. Do we have improvement in exchange rate? He said yes. And then he used another parameter.
Transport.
Exactly. So he says, out of all this, if we are doing better, why then are we seeing
So that is where I expected. He's an academician.
Yes.
But for these things, it could have been worse. So that is where the distance should have been that.
Kojo, can I come in?
No, that's not Kojo. That's the Kojo as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm also Kojo. Okay, so 3 Kojos on the show. Okay, that's
no, come in.
Yes, that is where Mr. Fuseini, I'm sure that's the name.
Yes.
That's where I said that if all these parameters are okay, then what explains the difficulty we find ourselves in? It's one issue of debt that is sitting there. I mentioned that.
That is true.
Issue of what? ECG own what? Mismanagement of the place and other factors.
Yes.
So that I have done justice with the issue.
Yeah.
So if there is a debt sitting there, who caused it? We want to know. And how do we deal with it? But politicians over the years, this debt have been sitting down and they tell us stories upon stories and all that. And it's fair for me to say that because how do you deal with the debt?
I agree with
okay,
you.
so
you agree with him. He has a point.
Let me make a point on behalf of the two political actors.
No.
Okay, let me make a point. Hold on.
I will never be part of your point.
Please, be part of this that you enjoy.
I'm listening.
You enjoy it. You see, what Ghanaians should appreciate is that this debt is as a result of government. And my brother said government is continuous. Government not wanting to transfer the entire headache, the actual headache to Ghanaians.
Yes,
because you see, this debt that arises is not as a result of somebody taking money home. It's as a result of what it is realistically. Because I'm sure PLC went to sit with the president, and the president who has Ghanaians in mind, representing Ghanaians, will tell them that, look, I'm sorry, maybe this thing you are proposing, I can't let you transfer it to Ghanaians, so please do this. Then I will find a way to find out how this. In finding a way, the political class, the political actors, in cushioning Ghanaians so that Ghanaians don't get the full brunt of what they're supposed to pay, that is how the debt arises. So let's not make anybody think that this debt arises as a result of...
Can I ask Mr. Poku, is that the best way out? How do
no, my brother, that's a chicken and egg situation. What is the best way? The hard place and the rock.
Are you saying...
Do you want Ghanaians? No, but you see, my brother, let me land. First and foremost, the political actors have to go to their constituencies. Yes. The political actors have to now also be the one who give the salary increases. So it's the father of both fathers, the same father of both children. If you are not careful and you now create inflationary pressures, which is by increasing, because you have to be mindful of all these things. So if you do unnecessary increments, you are also creating what? Inflationary pressures. Yeah. So that is why this debt that accumulates, and he called us political actors. That is why that debt exists.
But really,
it's not a good thing. But you have to think about it.
By that, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
In our books forever?
No, it's not. It doesn't sit in our books forever. No, it's being dealt with.
Then what is the essence of governance? The governance, you expect that political actors will be able to find solutions to our problems.
Yes, and that's where we differ. And that is where I become
finding the solution to what they created.
And at that juncture, we differ.
No, but let me ask a question.
Let's take it from even Rawlings's time. Okay. You remember I've forgotten the name. There was a particular thing. Was it before the toll recovery levy came? There was a particular thing that we were using, especially even in fuel. In fuel prices, there was a particular cushioning that government was doing. I've forgotten actually.
Before toll debt recovery?
Yes, before. Before President Kufuor's time. Yes. During Rawlings's time, anytime there has to be an increment, government will absorb it.
Yes. Because that time it was not regulated.
Yes.
It was not. It was regulated.
It was regulated.
It was regulated.
It was not deregulated.
Very good. So that one also piled up there. And then anytime there was supposed to be an increment in the energy sector too, government in a way will also say, I've absorbed it. Don't put all to the consumers. So there was even a certain buffer between, I think, 0 to 50.
The lifeline.
The lifeline.
0 to 30 kilowatts hour.
And trust me, government was not even paying.
It's still there anyway.
It's still there.
The lifeline is still there.
The lifeline is still there.
So, but the question is that if you political
actors...
How do we
deal with that problem?
If you political actors think that...
If I can answer...
No, I'll let you. But, but when you say you want to cushion consumers, Mr. Poku says you have to go to your constituents. So you need to tread cautiously such that you don't incur their wrath. But is that not self-centeredness for the political actors?
No,
and not really the consumers.
No. But the consumer is the one. Hold on, the constituency, 270 constituencies. All the population in Ghana live in this constituency.
Yes, we get
so
it.
when we say that we have to go to our constituency, it doesn't mean that particular.
No, but you are doing it so
we are doing it so that. No, but who gets the wrath? If there's hardship in the country like they did to us when we were in government, who gets the wrath? Ghanaians will now 2 million people did not go to vote because they believed in what they were saying.
That is debatable.
Well, that's fine. But
those 2 million who didn't find their way to the ballot box because you prevented it.
The point, and before I dissociate myself from him, I want to make this point. We, the political actors, have a responsibility to the citizenry.
That is very true.
We have a responsibility to citizenry. You cannot put up, because you see, when Ghanaians are overburdened, then there is the negative effect of non-compliance.
Yes.
So you have to be careful.
I'm not worried about your political.
No, but whichever way.
You are not getting the point. The truth of the matter is that
I've gotten the point.
See, the truth of the matter is that is why I like the angle Doctor came from. The truth of the matter is that every politician, most especially we, the social democrats, our first and most important duty is to make sure there is food on the table. That somebody, when he gets up in the morning, if for nothing at all, the person must be able to eat.
It doesn't have political gains associated?
No.
Okay.
Because when there is food in the person's stomach and you are even reasoning with the person understands better.
Okay.
Then two, there must be something in the person's pocket to be able to move in and go and work, to be able to pay the tax. So every social democrat wants to make life comfortable for the citizen for productivity.
Okay.
That is why we try to take charge of most of the government businesses, so that government creates the business, creates the environment for people to come and work, so that there can be productivity and we share it among ourselves. That is social democrats. Their ideology is, listen, give them the support to the private sector. Let them employ people more. They will pay more taxes and government will get money. That is where we differ. So social democrats as we are, we always want life to be comfortable for the citizen.
All right,
for productivity.
Okay, all right.
But before we
thank you
end
very
this
much.
conversation, he made a comment that needs to be corrected. He said we collected ESLA for campaign. Please, nobody collected ESLA for any campaign.
So where's the money?
But you rightfully said that the ESLA, the legacy debt, existed from President Kufuor's time to today. Sorry, President Rawlins's time to today. So that was a legacy debt. When you guys were leaving, there was a recovery levy. When you guys were leaving,
that particular
when you guys were leaving,
you didn't
there was
use
a 2.4 billion Ghana cedis indebtedness in the energy sector. Will you guys remember Honorable Jackson when he went for pension? 2.4 billion. So the legacy debt has always been there.
And
it has been sustained over the last 8 years. But don't say that we use it for campaign.
Where is the money, Kojo?
But the money, look, it was paid. Look,
where is it?
Sahara, go and take the report.
Thank
but please don't say that we use it for campaign. Nobody.
Thank you very much. I'll just give one last bite to Doc. 30 seconds. Briefly.
You see, the reality has dawned on the political actors in the studio there.
Doctor, we are all political actors.
That they are not doing something right. We have a problem. All that I've seen is that they don't have the solution to that problem.
No, we do.
But we do have the solution.
Yes,
ESLA is not paying.
How do you continue?
IPPs are being paid now, Doctor.
There is this problem. And
IPPs are now being paid.
No, bro.
See,
Doctor, don't say there's no solution. Take the Dr. Bawumia manifesto. Take the Dr. Bawumia manifesto. It has all the solutions.
Please, he didn't say
the
everything,
Dr.
but he
Bawumia
wanted to
manifesto.
reserve some for tomorrow. He couldn't say everything that in that manifesto. Please.
Where is the solution? Because in politics is the contest of ideas.
But Doctor, if you take the Dr. Bawumia manifesto, you see the solution.
Don't have ideas about solving this problem. Because why do we continue to have this problem where we have people who promise us that give us power and we change,
No, they don't have a solution. I agree with you.
No, I've just told you, ESLA is now being used to service the debt that they left to the IPPs. Why do you think the light is still on? Because now we are paying the IPPs and we are buying the fuel.
Are the lights on?
That they left.
Are the lights on?
Where's the doom song?
Are you sure?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's move on and talk about the government's indebtedness to road contractors. We understand now it's over 40 billion cedis. In the appropriation, Parliament allocated some 5.3 billion to the roads ministry. The question is, how does government intend to defray the 40 billion? Yesterday, we were speaking to the chamber of the construction chamber, and they said our members are owed over 40 billion. How does government intend to deal with this?
Okay, so if I listen to the road minister very well, this debt is not like the actuals of everything that is supposed to be paid, because there are some that are even making claims to roads they've not even finished.
Oh, the chamber says this figure is after the audit that the minister sanctioned.
I'm here to get the minister's actual figure, actually.
Okay.
Because I know there are audits going on. There are claims that are actually even not verifiable. There are claims in there that even the road, when you go, there's no work on it. But they are also even submitted certificates for payments. You see, one trick about some of our contractors is that if there is a change in government, they hurriedly go and try to complete some of the works that they are even abandoned just to try and raise certificates to go and see if they can get payments. So I'm happy our road minister now is a certified engineer. He knows his work, and the people there also know what they are doing. So yes, the audit is a good thing. Let them audit everything. So for me, I will plead that we all wait for what the actual figures that the minister will also bring out. This is what the contractors are claiming. After the audit, this is what the minister also says. Yes, after the audit, this is what I believe we actually owe you. Then we deal with it from that place. But then I will also be happy if they are able to even publish some of the unsubstantiated claims that found their way into this particular cost build-up. So that those ones do, even if it's for nothing at all, at least naming and shaming is okay. Somebody will do 20% complete and you quickly run and send certificate for payment. So let's actually try and then get the things clearer. But for me, the person who said he has constructed road from Ghana to China today left and we are saddled with this debt. How did that happen? The year of road, the year of what? They've done 6,000 kilometers, or was it 6,000 kilometers of roads? They've done roads more than even every government combined. Ganado has done road more than them.
Okay.
So were the roads just being awarded and contractors were just working without payments? Or what were they doing?
I'm confused, my brother is saying that.
No, because we had to come, and even this Sawam of Anko guy, we had to come and start paying him again.
But in your submission, you said government is continuous. So what are we talking about?
You see, what is it? What is it? You said the fact that it's a continuum doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about the mess you left.
No, but don't say that. But the things you're saying undercut what you said earlier.
No. So if people should, this 40 billion is not coming from January to how do we call it?
No,
December. No, that must be made clear. You see, there is if you're not careful, they will conveniently hide behind some of these things and make it look as if, NDC government has come, awarded so much contracts, and now there is debt.
No, but yours is coming. That one we know. Yours is coming. We are not saying that the 40 billion is from you.
The one you awarded, those ones you awarded plenty.
But my brother, we are paying for those. Let's not go on that trajectory because every government is continuous. When you left in 2017,
yes,
there were indebtedness in the road sector that the NPP government paid. Okay. So what is it coming from that if we award contract and you are coming to pay, you are crying foul?
Over-awarded. That is the word.
What is over-awarded?
You over-awarded contracts that you didn't even have sources of funding for. You were just awarding contracts left, right, center. How can you give such a huge road? A road, Accra Kumasi Road, and you are giving it on GOG? And you expect the contractor to be able to finish in time?
What should they have awarded under?
My brother, if you know this particular road, like the one we did for Pukwase, we took a loan for it. The money was sitting there where you came. So all you had to do is contractor, go away, redesign it, do it this way, and you finished.
That's my brother. Do you have Atufosin's number? Do you have Atufosin's number?
I have his.
Then please call him and tell him that the expressway that he's saying that he's going to fund it GOG, he should stop. What are you talking about?
You are not getting the
point. Are we not in this country where we are saying that $4 billion is from GOG?
What are you a government that was under the pressure of IMF and you were doing DDEP? Then you go and award such a contract again on GOG that you didn't even have money to pay your pensioners?
So is it an argument that because you may not be doing DDEP and that's why you can fund the...
They were reckless in some of their awards. Let's accept that.
No, answer the question he asked you.
No, I'm asking that once you do the GOG thing,
yes,
is it your understand your
the government of John Mahama has decided to go the big push way.
Okay.
Do you understand? Innovatively, yes, there's no DDP going to happen under us. In fact, we are even paying all the coupons they left for us. We are going to be out of the IMF very soon. Aside that, The big push has a dedicated source of funding for.
From where? What's the dedicated? Tell us. No, we are watching. What is the dedicated funding? Where is it coming from? The dedicated funding.
The big push. What did the president say?
Where is no? Tell us where. What the president said. Tell us where the big push
is coming. If 13 billion is dedicated for road,
where is it coming from? Where is it coming from?
It's coming from government's own.
So it's GOG. So it's government of Ghana.
Yes.
Exactly. So now go ahead.
We have a better mobilization strategy than you had.
Okay.
Do you understand? At least, if for nothing at all, we've created something called Gold Board, which is bringing us more. We've created better conditions at the port that is bringing in more revenues. All the loopholes that you created, we have sealed all of them. Kojo, do you know that about $31 billion just developed wings, flew out of Ghana, went that they were going to buy something and come. The money went, goods never came.
$31 billion.
But it's not your money.
$31 billion.
But it's not your money. It's private sector money.
Yes.
It's not your money. It's
normally,
so why
all those monies, when they go out to go and get something, they would have paid taxes on it to government, but they were able to bypass.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you'll be confused.
Do people pay taxes on their investments or in their do you pay taxes on your savings?
So when you are transferring money, don't you pay taxes?
No, who pay taxes?
When you
transfer money, you pay what do you call it? You pay charges to the bank, but not taxes. Those are two different charges. No. What I'm saying to you is that you don't charge people's investment. It goes to the bank. It's not government's money.
So if you are able to bypass all those things and the money just go out,
but that's
in the name of going to buy goods, not that I'm sending money to my account offshore.
Was the government that sent those monies? The 31 billion?
No, not government. Individuals under their watch.
So what is the challenge?
The challenge here is that they were able to circumvent the system and made government lose a huge sums of monies that would have come to government.
For what?
I'm just telling you.
How would that come to government?
Revenue leakages that we are blocking. Do you get a point? So if you are going to buy goods and you send the money and the goods come, by all means, government to get taxes on the goods. Is that not it? So if you deceive government, I'm going to buy this, you send the money and the goods never come. Have you not beaten government to it? Is it not tax avoidance? Are you getting the point?
I don't get where the tax avoidance is, but you go ahead. Can I say something?
No, you can't say anything yet.
He'll wrap up in the next 10 minutes for me. Yeah.
Yes, I will wait for the audit report from the Minister of Roads and Highways. I know some of the claims by all means will be vetted out. Then the actuals, thankfully, all the roads that are needed by Ghanaians, especially the big ones that were started, government is continuing almost all of them.
But even if the actuals come to say around 30 billion, 5.3 billion cannot deal with it. So how are you going to defray those debts?
Yeah, so sincerely speaking, like I said, I would rather wait. Because all ministries...
I'm only asking that the appropriation to the ministry is 5.3 billion.
Yes.
Even if you owe the contractors...
For 2026.
Yes. Even if you owe the contractors 30 billion.
Or even 10 billion.
It's still
that is not enough. So like I said, every ministry submits their private, their individual budgets. We don't know what the the road ministry submitted.
Okay.
Whether it includes debts or this is just for capex or opex, we don't know.
All right.
But I'm sure, because there is always something else allocated for big push, which rather sits with the finance ministry.
Yes.
That one is not with the road ministry.
Yeah, but big push wouldn't go to settle debt. That's for the project.
That's what I'm saying. So this 5 billion, I'm not sure it's dedicated to just debts.
Okay. All right. I hear. Thank you very much.
Look, let me say something. He talks about Gold Board. In the allocation for 2025, Mr. Speaker, we will provide CD equivalent of 279 million as revolving fund for Ghana Gold Board. Not a single penny went to Gold Board. Not a single penny went to Gold Board. We've not funded Gold Board.
Hold on. This is for which year?
This is for the budget Atofosu read in 2025 when their first budget.
Okay.
Their first budget.
And you
page 57.
You can confirm that.
But Honorable Patrick Boama, hold on. Honorable Patrick Boama did the right information to Ministry of Finance. And they replied, Honorable Patrick Boama, that not a single penny has gone to Gold Board.
But then it wasn't...
No. I mean, last month, Honorable Patrick Boama sent a letter to Ministry of Finance. He did an interview in Parliament and said that the Ministry of Finance have not released a peswa to Gold Board. So the 279 million, oh my brother, let me finish. The 279, no, it's not. You are supposed to fund it. You said, and so Atoforsin came and lied to us. Mr. Speaker, we will provide a CD equivalent of 279 million as revolving fund to the Ghana Gold Board to enable to purchase and export at least 3 tons of gold per week from small-scale miners. That was a lie. You did not send a single penny to Gold Board. Let me move on.
How was Gold Board functioning?
Gold Board, go and ask them how they are functioning, telling us lies about the things that they are doing. Let me tell you something. Let me move on. Now, let me go to 149 of the budget that Atoforsin read. He said, Mr. Speaker, to address the concerns from well-meaning Ghanaians on how we are going to close the revenue shortfall as a result of removal of selected taxes, the answer is we have stopped the bleeding. Now, they claim that they have stopped the bleeding. They've done this at the port. They've done this. They've done it. As a result, they are going to be able to fund their budget. You heard my big brother, my brothers in the Parliament House, right, when they were debating the budget, when they talked about the revenue shortfalls that the government has. The government has a hole in his budget, not being able to meet its revenue targets. Now, in this 2026 budget, government is now saying that he wants appropriation of 357 billion Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, your possible revenue for the year of 2026 will be the most, and I'm being generous, 220 billion. There's a shortfall of $137 billion that we don't know where it's going to come from. Now, in every budget... Is
that 237 billion?
Yes, well, because listen, I'm just giving, in terms of revenues, right?
Yeah.
Don't look at the projected revenues they do in the budget. Look at what they can do. This year, by the end of the year, they can only do maximum of 200 billion Ghana cedis. They are talking about doing 227 billion. I challenge them, they can't do it. Right? So maximum, and everybody should mark it on the wall. By the time we see the media budget or the media budget next year, we realize that the 2025 revenue is 200 billion. Let them do a 10% improvement in 2026. Maximum revenue, 220 billion. If you are asking for appropriation of 357 billion, it means that your shortfall is 137 billion. Let's even stick to where they now went in their budget, say they are going to borrow, how they are going to fund the budget, right? They said they are going to do 71 billion from the local market. So they are going to borrow locally 71 billion Ghana cedis, which I don't know where they are going to find 6 billion Ghana cedis, $6 billion in this market. Let's give it to them that they are going to borrow 71 billion Ghana cedis from the local market, right? And they are going to do only $6 billion from the international, 6.6 from the international market. So you add 6 billion from the international market, 6 point something, depending on the exchange rate in the local market. You add that possible, let's say, $12 billion, right? They are going to borrow. In that line, where do they say that because we have stopped the bleeding, because we plugged the loopholes at the port, because we've done all these magnificent things, there is a savings of X that we are bringing to support the budget? Where is it in the budget?
So one person who is very well versed in the economy says the Bank of Ghana has been funding Gold Board.
But they denied it.
Also, Gold Board...
They denied it.
Also, Gold Board isn't new. It's PMMC.
Yes.
Gold Board hasn't brought any new revenues to government.
Thank you.
They only get Forex and yield the Forex to government.
Thank you. So let's move on. But so brother, let him take his notes. But let me move on. On the indebtedness to the contractors. You see, my brother talks as if the government ever has money. We run a budget deficit. Government of Ghana. And I'm surprised at the Minister of Finance every day when he goes and stand at the box and said they don't have money. You are the ranking member in Parliament. There's not a single time this government of Ghana has money. We always run a budget deficit. We are borrowing to basically do infrastructure.
But your deficit,
my brother, it doesn't matter what you Preco or Sister Woba. You are coming. You are the one looking. Everything in your budget is 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion. You are coming. You want to borrow 10 billion for Energy City. You want to build a new city in the Volta region called Energy City and spend $10 billion. You want to build Accra-Kumasi Expressway for 4 billion. You want to do this 1.6 billion. You want to do this 1.4 billion. All these billion. May I call them the Billionaire Boys Club? You understand? Because they are not trying to look at a country called Ghana. We are just exiting IMF for $3 billion. All of a sudden, you guys are cooking pies in the air, making it look like Ghana is going to get all these billions that we don't even know where it's going to come from. But let's give it to them that they're going to have money. The contractors. Ato Forsen in his own decided that he was not going to pay contractors their money. He said on Joy that he has vetted a certain amount of money, but he cannot pay all of it in 1 year, so he's going to spread it over 3 years. Who gave you that authority? Ghanaians are owed money. They've done the work. You have vetted it. You've agreed that this is a legitimate claim. But you are saying that those that you vetted, you are going to pay some 28 point something this year, and the rest you are going to pay it in 2027. Why?
But
no, my brother, let me land.
Who gives you the authority to
no,
say,
but that's fine. But the point is that, hold on. Okay, so you are doing the same thing.
Not that we are doing the same.
So you are doing the same thing.
Person saying there's no money sitting there.
You are doing the same thing.
And the person says, yes, I've accepted it. So I will pay you over time. That one is a problem.
Can we quote you that you are giving the contractors haircut?
You are giving them a shortcut, not haircut.
Now, let me bring it up.
Somebody knows. He says, I will pay you over time.
Hold on. Yeah, last before I bring it up.
My brother talks about people rushing to now do 20% of road and claim money. I don't know if my brother has ever done construction, but I have. Before somebody can raise a certificate, there's a process it goes through. Engineers go to site to inspect the road, certify the work done before a certificate is raised. If the Ministry of Roads and Highway is having problems with certificate raised, they should talk to their internal engineers, not the contractor. Because the contractor will do the work, he will call the internal engineer to come and do the inspection, and it will go through certification before it is called a certificate. So if these things have come and you came to meet a certain debt and you are trying to vet it and you are saying that you are finding fault with the certificate, then it's internal processes that you need to find, not the contractors you need to find. NDC is punishing Ghana contractors. Why? Because they see them as NPP contractors. Meanwhile, in the last 10 months, all roads contracts they've given to their contractors, they paid them.
Which ones have been finished?
Okay, all right. Let me bring in Dr. Kwame. Doc.
Yes.
Where do you stand on this government indebtedness to road contractors?
I am worried because I have found a few things that I want to share with everybody. If you look at all that we are seeing, we have seen mismanagement in the area of the road sector. Why am I saying this? They talk about the fact that, we had so much in terms of what revenue we raised, but how much did we use to fund some of these things? If you read the Auditor General's report and corruption and all that, figures there, if we mobilize all these things well, I am not sure, even if we need to borrow to build roads, the debt in there will be reduced, because then we'll be in a position to be able to raise our own revenue. Remember, in governance, there's something we call state capacity. One of it is that the ability of the state to raise revenue to run its own affairs. We are not able. That is why we award contracts and we don't know where the money will come from and all that. Road construction and all that. We look for people to come and fund our road construction in this country. It's very, very shameful, because we gain independence long time. We gain our economic independence. What are we seeing? Two, issue of corruption is steep in there. Contractors, we have heard that the political actors, they take certain percentage of the money that is meant for road construction, and they leave us with poor roads. So all the time, we need to go to the road and then fix it. We are fixing roads all the time. But look at Kwame Nkrumah. He constructed Tema Motorway in 1950s, and it's still solid. Yes, but look at the roads that they've constructed in our time. They've destroyed. And then we are building new ones all the time. Corruption is in there. And look, they will tell you that there is nothing, they are doing their best. But we know that is not true. Because once you take money from a contractor, you have weaken the quality of the work that the person is going to do. You cannot inspect anything. You cannot look for quality. you have compromised yourself.
Okay.
And that is why we are constructing roads all the time, and yet we don't have solid roads all the time. Another thing is the issue of mismanagement, which I have talked about, and then also the extractive capacity. We have not been able to manage the sector well. It is true that we always look for resources to fund our programs, but if we are careful and minded of governing in such a way that we will reduce unnecessary expenditure, we will close in and then be disciplined physical discipline, we'll be able to raise enough resources to be able to run the affairs of the state. The quick thing we always do is that we believe in quick fixes. We just run to IMF, World Bank, and the rest, so that they give you resources and all that. Those institutions are very kind, because if they were so difficult, I'm not sure we'll continue to have resources from them. And because that opportunity exists, our leaders abuse that small thing, instead of sitting down, thinking outside the box, and then creating resources for us to run the affairs of the state using our own resources. They are quick to go out there and borrow. I am happy with the things I see with the good board. It's my hope and prayer that they will maintain that. Because, look, we ran to IMF for $3 billion. Less than 1 year. They've raked in about $7 billion. So I ask myself, the political actors, did they know how to govern, and did they also have ideas to raise in resources so that we can deal with some of these things ourselves?
Okay. But that's an erroneous statement. When IMF give us money, it's fresh money we've gotten into our coffers. Gold Board is only exchanging cedis and giving us forex. So it's not fresh capital. Let's the two. If the IMF give you money, it's fresh capital. You've gotten $3 billion into your coffers. Gold Board, we are only using our cedis. What the program Dr. Bawumia started, which is gold for oil and gold for commodities. My brother,
Are you saying that Gold Board is not doing anything meaningful now?
It's not doing anything new. He's not doing anything.
No.
Gold Board,
they are buying the gold and selling the gold.
Yes.
They're not exchanging.
The PMMC was doing what? What was PMMC doing?
PMMC was doing the same thing. But PMMC was not doing it at the capacity of
Gold Board. But that's hold on. No, but the point I'm making is that but the point I want to
Gold Board is now acting like Cocoa Board.
We agree. Nobody is.
PMMC was not the sole exporter of gold from Ghana.
Nobody's arguing. What we are saying is that people misconstrued this statement that Gold Board has earned us $7 billion. It's not true. We had cedis. Bro, let me explain. We had cedis.
Yes.
We used the cedis to buy gold.
Yes.
Then we exported the gold and
made profits on it.
No.
And made profits on it.
And made
we made profits on that gold.
And made $7 billion reserves. Please, the profit we made is not that gold. It's not $7 billion.
No, yes, exactly.
Thank you. So let's not be confused. The professor said,
but the profit also part.
No, but the profit is how much? Let's say
we should be told.
He said that
we should be told.
Prof said something.
No,
let me correct it. It's better viewers are educated.
But it's revenue.
The gold. Look, please.
If you put in $5 billion and you brought
went to IMF for
is that not $2 billion each?
My brother said that if we went to IMF for $3 billion and Gold Board has gotten $7 billion,
yes,
politicians think. But it's two different things. What IMF gave us is fresh capital, new money into your coffers. What we did with gold, what we are doing with Gold Board is that we are using our cedis to buy gold, right?
Yeah.
And then get a forex of $7 billion.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
No, there is
whatever the profit
is there.
Hold on, guys.
There's a fresh capital there.
Fuseini, how much profit have we made so far?
No, I can't
exactly.
That
we don't know, so that is why.
But that's the point I'm making.
You and I know the
but
good
so the mischief is no.
But
the mischief, my brother,
I appreciate that. No, but you're not appreciating what.
No. I was correcting.
If we know the profit margin that we made,
is not doing anything significant.
It is bringing some money.
They are doing some. Listen, a brilliant person, a genius, Dr. Bawumia came up with an idea.
That is
right?
not true.
And you guys are taking it.
Bawumia made us lose over $700 million. Don't stop that.
Go and see the losses Gold Board is making. Go and see losses Gold Board is making.
Hold on.
You took our gold, there was no oil, there was no money, we can't even find where the money, we are making losses. You say he brought a brilliant idea.
Okay.
Brilliant idea.
So this one says, Ministry of Finance has admitted they've not released the money to Gold Board.
Yes.
But the BOG has been funding them through the back door, despite the IMF rule that the BOG shouldn't fund government. So it is in.
So they only borrow from BOG.
I think even the BOG governor has.
I'm coming.
I think even the BOG governor has explained.
Stop that. They are not. But that's what they are doing. They are not giving money to Sledge to go and buy oil.
But hold on. But who gave money to Sledge?
Is it not your people?
No. Nobody gave money to Sledge.
Okay.
Let me talk. Please listen. What you see? It's a kind of how do you call it?
Butter.
No, it's not butter.
What is it?
Stop the butter thing.
What is it?
It's a pre-financial thing.
Exactly. Yes.
So what are you giving?
Instead of Bank of Ghana Bank of Ghana has the mandate to buy gold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So instead of Bank of Ghana actually buying the gold, they've now.
But how do Bank of Ghana buy gold?
Oh, they buy from individuals.
From who? But no, that's the problem.
They buy from
Ghana.
No.
You see, Bank of Ghana is mandated to buy gold from the mandated authority, which is PMMC, now Gold Board. Bank of Ghana, it's like you're telling me that somebody can go, is mandated to buy gold.
The job of PMMC was to mop out
to assay gold.
I'm coming.
My brother, let's educate.
Their main job was to buy the gold.
To assay gold, to buy and assay gold.
Okay, fine.
Which is what gold. No, let's educate.
No, you are not getting it. You are not allowing me to make my point. How do you understand what I'm saying?
But just a minute, we have to move on to the other topic.
Yeah, pre-MMC previously was supposed to buy gold on behalf of Bank of Ghana, or even buy the gold for Bank of Ghana to store for our reserves. Do you get it? But then there was no law preventing any private individual from exporting gold.
There is. You can't export gold in Ghana. That's the problem. The PMMC law bans anybody from exporting gold.
And then
that's the law.
Then you people feel that's the law.
He's saying that, and I know that some people are exporting gold.
But that's illegal.
But you allowed it.
No.
For 8 years, that was what was going on.
For since invention, for what do you mean 8 years? Since what did you guys do about gold? Only for 8 years. For the 8, no, please don't stop that. It's not 8 years. From invention, from Ghana.
I know the industry a little.
Industry, but since invention.
Do you even do that?
No, yes. A lot of people. Have you forgotten the gold that was hijacked on the Krakumati Road? Have you forgotten that? That was an armed robbery. We never found it.
You understand that we escalated the issues when it comes to gold export. Nanado himself came and told us he went to Dubai. They said, "Oh, thank you. We got these huge billions of dollars." He didn't even know.
But that's the point. That was
over $2 billion worth of cocoa. Gold went out to Dubai alone. That was Dubai alone.
But that doesn't come from Ghana.
It came from Ghana because they were thanking him. He came from Ghana. Nanado said it himself.
It didn't come.
The president said it himself.
It didn't come from Ghana.
Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. Let's do the zip line, right? Because that's an interesting issue there.
Before the zip line, if you indulge me, just 1 minute. There's something critically happening at National Service that, if you will indulge me, just 1 minute, I will wish to put it across. But I know your network goes very far. I'm pleading with all the National Service personnel who have been deployed. We have deployed over 89,000 National Service personnel as I speak to you. As at now, just about 50% of them have gone to validate and register.
Wow.
The rest are all sitting home, waiting and hoping that somebody will do reposting for them, because I don't like Joy News. I don't like their color. I want to be posted to Adon TV. I want to be posted to Asempa TV. By Friday, we are closing the system.
Hey, it is Wednesday.
Yes.
And you say 50%?
50% of them have not reported.
But can your system accommodate the next 50%? There is 50% for the next 2 days.
Well, our system can take even 1 million.
Okay. Right.
So they have to report and register. Otherwise, after Friday, it is next year that you will do your service.
And this is a warning to them.
No, you see, I'm being very charitable now, because the frustration they are giving to the system is becoming so much. Most of the regional offices are just sitting there dormant. They are not going for the registration because somebody thinks, "Oh, bring money, I will change it for you." Please, by Friday, we are locking the system. And if you don't go and register next year, you defer your national service this year. You come and do it next year. Thank you for indulging me.
Okay, thank you very much. It's an important information.
Very important, because I think there's a very lackadaisical attitude towards service, and I think the delay also did not help.
Could you look at our time? You'll be there, bam, it will come. Me, I went to Brem.
There you go.
Who do I know in Brem? I just have to fly, walk and go.
Everybody.
You understand? That is national service.
Everybody
you go and experience something new.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are posted to a place. I don't even know the place. I don't like the place. I went. What? It is national service, not convenience service.
Okay, let's do zipline and value for money controversy that is now brewing. I'll start that one with you, Dr. Asante. Are you surprised of what you're hearing now about zipline? It was even used to fly exercise books, test books, and all of the things that the health minister has mentioned. Really, when you hear that, how do you now view the whole zipline system in the wake of this controversy that we are hearing?
Condom.
Monitoring and supervision.
Very important. Very
broken
important.
down. We don't have monitoring, we don't have supervision. Because if you had that, this thing would have been corrected. Because we are using that resource to, ferry certain important things that we need in the health sector. Yeah. But if we can go off the tangent, and then we are doing some of these things, and there's nobody to check that until the minister's report flags this, then obviously, then there's something wrong with that. You see, supervision and monitoring, so critical. We need that. And
but does it erode the benefit that this whole drone service brings to Ghana's health delivery system?
There is no doubt in my mind that that policy was a good one. It has really, helped deprived communities and all that. There's absolutely no doubt. But if you take away even this problem, you would have realized that, look, it has done so much. But all that we are saying that we didn't need that. Those other things that we don't need in the equation, we have to take them off. Otherwise, they undermine the quality of services that they render. People need blood urgently. Yeah. And then you are carrying to those centers condoms, for Christ's sake. You are sending textbooks and all that. Who is dying that he need textbook to handle in order to save, we are able to save life? Look at this. So, but all boils down to the fact that there is mismanagement there. There is supervision is not working, monitoring is not working. Because if the two are working, hand in hand, obviously this problem would have been noticed and addressed head on. So, if we want to get the basis right, these are some of the things that administration requires the use of resources effectively. To achieve the ends that we desire. Other than that, let's forget it. We are not in administration or in governance. We are in something else.
Okay, thank you. Fuseini, now the explanation is that every month they were paid a certain amount.
Yeah.
So whether they flew or not.
Wow.
No. They were supposed to fly a certain number or undertake a certain number of flights to be paid. Yeah. But the explanation I heard from Okoboy, whether they do that or not, there's a certain amount they were supposed to be paid. So if, for example, there are from planes, we know how hard to reach those places are. And the drones are used to ferry exam papers to them. Does it then erode the sort of benefit that the drone service has got?
That was my district actually, my former district actually.
Okay.
It was Anyinofi.
Okay.
So between Anyinofi and Atebubu is about 56 kilometers. But between Anyinofi and Atebubu, there is the Sene River. It got flooded. And there was no boats there to even cross. So as at the time the exams were supposed to start, the place was flooded, so they couldn't go. So the only option was to use the zip line at Mampong. Normally, it goes to drop medical consumables to the Anyinofi Health Center anyway. So normally it goes to drop it at a Seneso, then they come to pick it, and some also goes to, Fumsia. And those are the very hard to reach places because when the Kuma River is also up, you can also cross to Fumsia as well. So those things were being done. So I think it was only once, I think it was even this year, once that the drone had to fly the exam papers to Anyinofi.
So that was last year?
Yes.
Last year.
Yeah, I think it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that should be good news, right? That should be on the way to deal with some of these challenges.
Textbooks, I don't understand.
But is it true they were carrying textbooks?
Well,
how many textbooks can the drone carry?
Well, you know, the books are not heavy.
Textbooks?
Yeah, they are not that heavy. So
textbooks are heavy.
They have a kilogram that they actually carry. And they have to even package it in a way that the drones are a bit big. They are not the normal.
Yes, I know. I've been to their side before.
So they have a particular weight. I don't actually know the weight they carry. But could they also be that some private individuals could also go and engage them?
I doubt.
So the condoms were also flown to government.
But is it true that they were flying condoms anyway?
Or if they can fly books, why can't they fly condoms?
No, but I'm asking, even the books, I'm asking, are we really sure they're doing those things? Is there evidence to that?
The exams one was an emergency.
Yes.
So yes, justifiable. But the real reason why the zip line was brought, if I understood them very well, was one, critical medical supplies, emergency medical supplies, anti-snake venoms, blood.
Yeah.
All those very critical things, oxytocins for pregnant women, and those very critical things that we need in some of the remote areas that they are not able to lay their hands on. Like I said, if they have to travel from Anyunofi to Atebubu, where there is a district hospital, that would take them 56 kilometers.
I did a story from a community called Jantua
Okay.
In the Wasa, this is Asankregua area.
Yeah.
I think it took myself and my team about an hour and 30 to get to that community. And the people there, the nurse in charge of that child's compound said, zipline. Because prior to that, a pregnant woman died on the road because they have to transport the woman on a motorbike.
Yeah, mostly that's what we do now.
You know, so it's difficult. But now, the zipline will just drop the blood, will drop whatever they need. So there's some very positive story about zipline.
The bit that I also don't understand is that why couldn't we structure the contract in such a way that it could have been pay as you go?
Would the investor had come to Ghana to set up?
We actually paid most of the investors' investment too.
Yeah, but I'm saying that looking at it, there was no infrastructure like that in Ghana.
Yes.
You want the person to come and set up here. If you say,
so you pay the deliveries that we pay you for the deliveries you make.
But that's what I'm saying. Would they have
basic something given to them to cover
that is operational cost?
Oh yes, something small. But when they do the delivery, they get on top. Okay. So let's not make it look like they get a huge amount of money whether they deliver or they don't.
Or not.
There is like an O&M, right? Operation and maintenance fee.
Okay.
Giving them. So there's an O&M giving them that allows them to stay. When they are deliveries, then they get paid for those deliveries.
And another point, they were supposed to even expand to cover the whole country.
Other areas, yes.
But so far,
the point is that you come and cancel them. You're hanging a dog and giving it a bad name. Let me come in, my brother.
If they are misbehaving,
what are they misbehaving, my brother? Please.
You have hidden a whole lot of charges in the contract. We don't even know which one is something.
From my discussion with you, we are very open-minded people, right?
Oh,
let me say this. There are
always
innovative ideas in Ghana that implementation Ghanaians make it a problem. There's always innovative ideas that Ghanaians make it a problem. My brother, the minister has not shown us any reports. The minister have not shown us anything there.
He was speaking to a report.
But we have not seen the report.
That report we should all get.
We've not seen the report.
So that we can all read
right?
the content.
We've not seen any report the minister have seen. The minister is basically saying these things, condom, as if, even if condom is being flown, it's a bad thing. We've heard all the AIDS numbers in AIDS. We've heard the the STDs and all these things going out in. So let's assume they are hard to reach areas that there's no condoms. And Zip Line flew condoms to those areas. Is that a bad thing? Let's stop trying to basically mimic certain things. The importance of condom in our society, in a hard to reach areas where there are STDs, AIDS, and everything going on. If Zipline indeed flew condom, it's not a bad thing. But you see, like you said, there are maybe over 85% good things that Zipline has done. Maybe there is a 10% of something people who usual Ghanaian involvement in all these things will probably come up. So let's say there were things that were not right. What does the minister do? You take the positives out of this thing, come in, streamline it, and make it better. Like my brother is saying, it was supposed to be what? taken to other areas, you expand it. But you see, we've done this dichotomy of everything NPP is bad, everything NDC is good. So I'll kill it because it's an NPP initiative. That is my problem. The U.S. government today has given some money.
Yeah, it's going to
$150 million because they appreciate, and you appreciate. You see, and I'm glad. And I'm
million, we are paying $520,000 every month for services provided by Zipline. Then $88,000 monthly for operational distribution centers
across the
run
country.
by the
yes, but 88. But how many centers? This is my challenge, bro. If we think we have a problem with the numbers, please let's say this. You are an FNA. You are an FNA.
Okay.
You are FNA, right? Let's say we have problems with the challenges. You came into national service. Maybe there's a software which works very well, and you have challenges with it. You call the vendor and say that, look, my brother, this thing you guys have, yes, it's doing marvelous work, but we have challenges with what you are charging us. If my predecessor did not charge well, me, I want to renegotiate, blah, blah, blah. Sit them down and streamline it. You understand? For the benefit of Ghanaians.
Okay, all right.
But the minute we start doing these things which Akando is doing, it will create a problem. Because everything MPP, he wants to shut it down.
Okay, all right. This one says we should not also lose sight of the fact that all the deliveries were at the request of the Ghana Health Service. So if they carried condoms and the rest, now who caused them?
So what of the textbooks?
We don't know for a fact. That's not to us. We don't know textbook for a fact.
Let me say hi to you, Techi Mensah. He is watching us in Cape Coast. Techi Mensah, good morning to you. And also my friend Raymond.
That's my secretary.
Raymond.
Is that Techi Mensah my secretary?
Well, yeah, he was my friend.
He's my secretary. He's the secretary for Central Region.
Okay.
Regional secretary. Yeah,
okay.
Techi, morning.
Raymond, a brother of mine in Jabin Chrome, so and the man when me say my be one be cry dem the Kenya me say e wa ma de black obo. This is a hunter.
Oh, wonderful.
Na mo okay ye bla mo ye boa ma nda fa da ma baba fia ne ye ma e hozro na ye wa iru aka nyamne shele ne ye de mo ye nyane melala nda ma ne nti ye de e wa na de bla e hobo e vai maye. So me no bo Jabin su amu a blombuni ne mani ma bo Jabin su ani abra. Princess ne agona mvuma owusua ne adem samabela wone bezabaga benyesle ya mene bedin komo wone ya. Well, thank you very much, my guest.
Was it a special request to you to do something for somebody in your language?
Oh, I've been doing this.
No, it's good.
We are losing our language. Contribution to put
I need to find my language, which is maybe something aside Chi and do it once in a while.
And Ewe, so
okay, me Chi. I need to go to my village and see if we can come up with Megasigi. Maybe I can do Megasigi one day or the other.
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Fuseini is the Deputy Director General at the National, in charge of now Finance and Administration for the National Service Authority. That's why he sounded that alarm there earlier. Kojopoko is an energy analyst and a member of the NPP. Okay, yes. He has not shelved that. He says he's a member of the Baumia.
No, I am a leading member of the Baumia.
Yeah, exactly.
Very leading member. That one nobody takes it away from me.
He believes that Baumia is winning.
We are winning with Baumia. 100%.
But again,
there's no contest. There's no contest.
Anyway,
there's no
the
contest.
AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicon, paint from Azar. Azar Group also Syntex tanks, Syntex pipes, and Time Herbal mixture as well. Let me also thank my other guest, Dr. Kwame Asante. He is a political analyst and lecturer at the University of Ghana. Okay, Ghana, let's talk about water. Okay, so you know what? I'll take a break. When I come back, we'll have more to share with you. Okay, now let's talk about the water tanks. Do you know the secret to real water storage? It's simple. If your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, then it's not the correct tank. That's right. The tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is a champion of water tanks. It is strong, durable, and built to handle our Ghanaian weather. So rain or shine, Syntex tank has got your back. So my people, go outside, check your tank, and if it doesn't have a tortoise on it, it's time to upgrade. Join the Syntex tank family today and enjoy water storage that's tough like a tortoise. Call 0244 335 168, 0244 335 168 to buy now or find one of our 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex Tank, a strong, tough. Now, time herbal mixture is suitable for the treatment of malaria fever, loss of appetite. If you cannot eat, please, you need to eat. So get time herbal. General body pains, rashes, general well-being as well. They are suitable for use by individuals of all genders. For bulk purchase, contact all herbal and pharmacy shops around you or call 0244 417669. 0244 417669. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more. Please do stay. Welcome back to the AM show. We have a very beautiful conversation to have here. As today marks World Disability Day, we begin with a message marking the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Dr. Henry Seydou Dana, who is Ghana's first visually impaired lawyer, and you remember him when President, I think it's President Mahama, who appointed him Minister for Chieftaincy and Traditional Affairs, and all the brouhaha that came up. He has released a statement celebrating major gains for the disability community in 2025. His remarks highlight two milestones: the record call of 8 persons with disabilities to the Ghana Bar this year, and the establishment of a new tertiary education fund to support students with disabilities. And in that particular statement, he's thanking several people, including the President, John Dramani Mahama, for the leadership shown thus far. He mentioned the John Ajay Kufuor Foundation and other NGOs as well for the role they've played. And we have him in studio, Dr. Henry Seydou Dana. I'm sure you sort of remember the controversy that greeted his nomination as the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Doc Esquire, good morning. Thank you for coming.
Good morning.
How has life been after you retired from public service? You have not retired, but it's been a long time we saw you. How's life been?
Yes, well, you know, as somebody who has been a researcher all my life, it was time to do research into the areas that I've been engaged. Okay. And also, behind the scenes, doing what I can do for the disability cause.
Okay.
And that's exactly what has brought me here. We are celebrating 2025 International Day of Disability. And for us in Ghana, we have seen a big achievement which cannot be overlooked. If you remember my call to the bar, 1997, and my appointment as minister, the hurdles we go through, you would understand why some of us are very happy that today we have as many as 8 persons with disability becoming lawyers in Ghana. And this tertiary fund for disability is a milestone. You know, we would have wished we had more, but the point is, a journey of 1,000 miles always begins somewhere. And we've gone far. And the GFD, Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations, and all the other organizations, NGOs in the forefront, let alone to talk about the government of Ghana, I think it's a year well noteworthy celebrating to encourage others.
I mean, to commemorate this year, former President John Ajay Kufuor has released a statement. And as part of it, he says, quote, "Going forward, we must also confront the challenges that remain. Barriers in accessibility, employment, healthcare, prejudices that stigmatize, and negative societal attitudes. The task before us is to deepen inclusion, dismantle stigma, and ensure that our worthy policies translate into tangible improvement in the daily lives of people with disabilities." And you remember that it was during his tenure that he assented to the Persons with Disability Act 2006, Act 715. I mean, with what he's calling us for, what do you think we must all do in trying to make sure that all persons, irrespective of whatever, have access to employment, access to education, access to whatever that everybody has access to?
Thank you very much. You know, what is interesting is that when you talk of law, if you're not very careful, sometimes what we see is that the law is one thing. In practice, what goes on is another thing. Yeah. And the only way we can overcome this gap is through sensitization and public education. And I can understand where former president is coming from. And it's good we hear Ghanaians hear such noises to remind people of their social duties. Because sometimes if you are too quiet, it's like it's all right. So it's once in a while, it's good to remind people, make people's conscience. If there's a building, if you can go in, what about those who cannot? We have different nations on earth, we have different tribes, but at the end of the day, we are all human beings. And that's why if you look at the motto this year, the success of any human being in life is victory for humankind. That's the bottom line. And so I hope that this call he has made, which is very noteworthy, will prick the conscience of people. Sometimes not about the law, but also about conscience. That's why we are humans. We are not goats. We are not animals.
So with what you've just said, and the fact that in 2006 we passed this bill, but when you were nominated, it was faced with those criticisms. How did you take it as someone who was championing the rights of persons with disabilities?
I took it in good faith.
Okay.
All my life I've gone through things like that. And it started even at the One School for the Blind. And don't be surprised to know that even with the disabled people themselves, sometimes we have these problems. There were 3 of us in the school. My late friend and brother, Bashir Idris Okore, who rose up to become Chief State Attorney after having journeyed through to London. In fact, he got into the decision group, LSC, that year. And then John Donchere from Nadoli, who was one of the 3 of us in the school. And for some reason, the 3 of us were all very young people. The bigger boys in the school didn't like us at all. And it's like anytime there was exam and you did very well, the teachers were insulting the bigger boys. And so it got so bad to the point that sometimes, we had this rule that we had about 84 students, everybody was blind. And so the rule was that if you are moving, you say ago. So that if there's somebody coming, he will say amen, so that you don't collide into each other. But if you are one of us, the brilliant boys, if you say ago, if one of the bigger boys is coming, he will never tell you amen. And when you bump to him, you get a dirty slap.
Oh.
You see, I'm trying to let you see something. If you are a person with disability and you are determined to take up the challenge, be prepared for such challenges. So if among ourselves this was happening, how much more people who were sighted? Are you getting me?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So when appointment as the minister, when this came up, it was not new to me. But what made me happy was the response. After having worked with the chiefs for 19 years, in fact, I worked for it, and I think they appreciated the role I played in these conflicts, the major conflicts that erupted. I was a technical advisor to Nana Kwaku Sapong during the first Northern conflict, and during the death of Diana, during Kufuor's time, I was technical advisor with the secretary reporting to Obetibe Lamte. And so I had every confidence that those doomsayers will fail, and they failed. Because a person with disability, what about if he has a knowledge which you don't have? Who is disadvantaged? You. And so what I'm happy is that all those things happened, yet they failed. In fact, that even made this a very widespread story. And then people as far as Nigeria, Kenya, even the Hague, the human rights, they consult me on disability. Sometimes people try to bring you down. Don't be worried. After they have failed, it makes you more popular.
Quite an interesting story. So with that experience, how must we go about dealing with persons with disability for them not to feel the experiences that you've gone through? Especially hearing today that even your own friends were beating you in school.
Yes, there are two things I want to say. First, to all my all those who are pioneers, all those who have taken up the struggle, in spite of the fact they have disabilities, they should gather courage and never succumb. This is because it's not easy to become great. Sometimes you have to suffer and suffer to get to where you want to get to, but you shouldn't be deterred. And with what has happened this year, these two major events in Ghana, it speaks volumes. And those people to the public, I believe, as these things keep happening, many of them, you know, I keep referring to this in the Bible. Blind Bartimaeus. Blind Bartimaeus heard that Jesus Christ was passing by. Everybody was struggling to see Jesus. And so blind Bartimaeus also thought that, well, I'm also a person, let me call. He's a son of David, have mercy on me. Only for the people to turn around and tell him to shut up. When able-bodied people want to see Jesus, Jesus, you too, you are calling on Jesus. But to their surprise, Jesus said, bring the blind man unto me. And the very people who were telling the man to shut up, they turned around and told him that be of good cheer, for the Lord is calling you. The same group. So as for human beings, when the going is good, they always join you. Of course, if it turns to the point that they will quickly turn around. But don't worry. That shouldn't deter, because if you win, if you are able to make it, they will come back. So I'm making this point that I think in Ghana we are making it slow but sure. It's painful, but we are getting there. With what has happened in 2025, I think we are on course. And that's why we think that with statements rather coming from former President Quata and my release, is sending good message to at least our colleagues in the international fora to know that in Ghana, a luta continua.
A luta continua. That a luta has birthed 8 lawyers, yeah?
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
This year. Quite interesting there. But some time ago in Ghana, we passed a law to make sure that we make public buildings accessible to persons with disabilities. How do you think we are faring with that, and what must we do?
You see, there are some who are of the view that probably people start going to court or taking some of this in litigation. But honestly, I think that what we need is more public education. You see, in this our country, if something is going on and nobody talks about it, it's like business as usual. And so I think it's something we need to talk about much more. The law, like we are saying, we've got the law, yes. But the law will remain a paper tiger if it is not being implemented. And so to implement it is what I'm talking about, the advocacy. And that's where these NGOs and the civil society organizations, that's why they come in. They come in. I think that we need to have much more discussions quite often about these issues. You know, sometimes it's like people there are other pressing issues, but these are not pressing issues, but they are. And the disability canker. You see, one thing about it is that it can happen to a human being anytime. It can happen to you during your youth. It could happen to you during the prime of your life. And it could happen to you getting to the evening days of your life. So nobody's free from it. And that's why I think people have to understand. Nobody becomes a person with disability by choice. But it happens. That's why, you know, it's a matter that it should be of interest to all. And one of the things that I feel very bad is sometimes you get calls, you get people contacting you, somebody who is 24, 25, and suddenly he gets up to find out he's no more who he is. Sometimes people like that feel like suicidal. Some of us had it since the age of 7. So I grew up in it. But what about those who, due to accident, get into this calamity? So these are the things I talk about conscience. See, let me refer to one adage. You see, in a country where law is out of touch with social reality, there's a calamity, there's social tragedy. So the laws are there, but what do we do? The law cannot implement itself. So we should get people by talking about it, doing advocacy, then people's conscience would prick. I think that's the only way to do this thing. But if we keep quiet, then it becomes business as usual.
Do you find time to talk about it with people when you go into areas and you don't find it being accessible to people with disabilities?
Yes, sometimes you do. And I like the way you put it. You see, I've done all my work in chieftaincy conflicts. And what I keep saying is that if you want to solve a problem, sometimes it's not necessary to beat the gong, 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 to let everybody hear that this is what you are doing. And so if you get the place and you see the place not accessible, probably I would not go on air like we are doing, but I will try and talk to somebody who matters in that place. Are you getting me? Yeah. Behind the scenes. And it helps. Because if people who matter, if day in, day out, they come here and they see this, they tell the authorities there, they will do something. They will.
Interesting. So we are having this conversation with Dr. Henry Saidu Dana. He is Ghana's first visually impaired lawyer and a former minister for chieftaincy and religious affairs. You will not forget his nomination if you were, you were woke during that time to political activities. You know how that particular nomination, turned out to be. But also, as we celebrate this special day, the clarion call is on all of us to play our role in making life better for people with disabilities, right?
Yes.
So 1 year, 2 years from now, what is your expectation from all your research of how life would be for persons with disabilities in Ghana especially?
Yes. As we talk, we have 2 Ghanaian students in the UK, University of Oxford, and anybody knowing University of Oxford, you understand what I'm talking about. One of the best universities in the world. One of them just finished, a blind student from Ghana. He finished. Another one just finishes a field work, and he's gone back to go and finish the PhD. Okay. So the point is that we are moving. And I believe that with this tertiary fund, in the next 2-3 years down the line, I expect, God willing, that we will have more distinguished people who are gifted coming up. Not because that he's gifted, but because of his personal disability, he's abandoned. If we have 2 now, 2025, we may have more. Myself and Dr. Corey, we made it in 1981. And when we came back, we contributed a quota. And I remain chieftaincy. I published articles in Harvard Law Journal. And I still do consultancy in the area. And so it would be nice if 2-3 years down the line, we have experts in various areas to let people see that disability is not inability.
Yeah. I like that statement. Disability is not inability. All right. So, Doc, but what's your viewpoint on, recently the Federation for Disability, for the persons with disability was calling for a special employment for these people. We know that they were at the toll booth they were taking out. What's your own thinking on that particular call, that we should have a certain employment reserved for these persons?
Yes, all along, if you look at the 1992 Constitution, it has been, some provision has been there like that, that people should be progressiveness, so that positive, we call it positive discrimination. But there again, in practice, is that what we see? So, but I as you rightly say, let's keep. I will say that you don't give up. Let's keep picking the conscience of the nation. But you see, I always say that it's very important too that whatever special concession or whatever area that they put a PWD, person with disability, it is also very important that that person is able to do something to justify or to let people see that they can do it. Otherwise, if you're not able to, if you fail and you're not able to do it, they turn around to use it against you. I don't know if you get the point I'm making.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's like you give a dog a bad name, then do what you hang it. And so when we talk about these things, we should also be aware that the person with disability you get into area that you know that you are confident that you can perform, so that it's not used against you and your colleagues, because we've seen in the past.
All right, Doc. So as we wrap up our conversation, what would be your message to those who are watching us now?
Well, what I would say is that like one of our great rulers of this country, President Kwame Nkrumah, said, "Forward ever, backward never." And God is in control. So I think that every person should try to, with this tertiary fund now set up, I think the president has done well. He has done his bit. But the ball is now in the court of everybody. Try to work hard. You get into area that you think you can perform. Don't listen to don't go into areas because others are going there. Look for what you can do. And then to the Ghanaian public, you see, if you know you can help a person with disability, don't try to listen to people who are discouraging you from doing it. Because some of us, in our march forward, we've come across some people who has really shown interest. For example, we have one of our friends who is now in the Supreme Court, Justice Sorobare. Would you believe that when we were 11, sometimes he would hold me with one hand, hold Bashir Idris Okoro with the left hand, to take us to lectures and take us back.
Oh, so he is not visually impaired.
No, he's not. He's
okay.
a member. He's now in the Supreme Court. He has been a Supreme Court judge.
Okay.
But for him, it would have been difficult for us. And so he played a very vital role. And I remember when we were in the Winchester School, they happened to be this Reverend Kofi Amponsa, the senior housemaster. And then the senior master, the headmaster, Fuseini Donkor, who later left and went to Opokware Secondary School. They showed interest. You see, so we should encourage good Ghanaians to do that. It's not necessarily giving the person money, but if you can help that person to achieve that, by doing that, you open the eyes of many other people. I'll give you an example. When I finished from London School of Economics, 1992, this happened in 1992, and for 6 months, the issue was still hanging whether we would do the bar there or whether we'll come to Ghana to do the bar. Eventually, it came out that we'll come back to Ghana. Then, as I was prepared to leave, something pricked me that I should go back to the LSE, maybe to look around, just see if I know people there. And when I got there, the librarian, the lady there told me that there is somebody who had been itching to see me. Guess what? I went to the 3rd floor, the very cubicle I used to do my studies. There was an Ethiopian man there, and he was the one itching to see me. What is it? He asked, "Are you Dana?" I said, "Yes." "You did legal anthropology?" I said, "Yes." He said, his situation, his story is a very sad one. He came to do the PhD, but due to accident, he suddenly lost his sight. He was so traumatized, he had to go home to stay for a year or so. And people thought that, it was all over. But that somebody told him that he has come across these blind students from Ghana who came there, and they have been able to do the PhD. So that gave him courage. And so It's unfortunate that when we met, we couldn't spend more than 2 hours.
Oh.
I will never forget that incident. But I gave him all the encouragement, told him that the downfall of a man is not the end of his life. So he should be encouraged. And since then, we never met again.
Oh.
But I believe that God being God, he would have made it. So I was happy that at least the example of myself and Dr. Kure has inspired somebody who had nearly given up to come back to join the struggle. And I think this is the purpose of this celebration. The government will do everything to help. But if you, the person, if you don't also stand up, it will be difficult. I think this is a message.
You come across as a very strong-willed person. What was your biggest motivation as an individual?
Yes, like I say, so you see, we have, I don't need to be told. In my life, I've come to understand that there are some people in this life, they want to have a lot of money, a lot of position, a lot of comfort to live like heaven on earth. But that's not a reality. This life on earth cannot be like heaven. No matter what, you are bound to go through trials and problems, whether you like it or not. And so the earlier you prepare for the problems, the better. And I'm not talking about only PWDs. It's every human being. There are some people, they are not blind, they are not crippled, they are not deaf. But if you get to know the problems they are carrying on their head, it's not easy. So just the mindset. And so if you are a person with disability, if you don't have that strong nature or that kind of personal confidence, it will be very hard for you, to take up to and to go through the difficulties. After all, who doesn't have difficulties? Everybody have difficulties. So I would always urge people who find themselves in this situation that even if somebody is trying to run you down or try to make it him similar, just do some checks. You'll find that he also has some problems that if he's honest, that's worrying him. So let's just believe that God doesn't hate anyone. God didn't make anybody blind or crippled just because he hate you. No. It is just that the work of God should be made manifest. And so in good faith, when you accept it, and you can go places.
Acceptance. It is then. Finally, what's your thought on the performance of this government so far?
Well, so far so good. At least look at what these two things we've got. So far so good. But my general decision is that there's no room for relaxation, particularly the conflicts in the country, chieftaincy. My advice to anybody in the public space, as an actor in the public space, when you are going to address or talk to a party, to a chieftaincy dispute, be mindful of your language. Don't just open your mouth and start talking. Think twice. It's a general advice. It doesn't, because if you look at it, more conflicts, more problems are everywhere. And from my experience, I was part of the struggle, the resolution of the first conflict during the 90s, during the time of the previous Otumfuo Pokuwari, the second. And during 2000, when the Yana was lost, met this disaster, I was the technical advisor advising Jacob Lamte and the Kufuor's government during that time. And what I'm saying is that the way we talk, sometimes you can work very hard, almost 90%, but somebody go and say something, not with any evil motive, but he just said it, keke, but he has only put fire on gunpowder. So the whole thing goes back to where you are. Because if you want to solve, even if deal with somebody, just be nice. Acknowledge him. Give him the dignity. If in chieftaincy, you give him the honor. Because give him the respect. Because we have what we call anti-chieftaincy maxim. That is, without chieftaincy maxim is about respect and worship. So without respect and worship, chieftaincy is like an empty shell. It's no egg. So if once you give that thing to the institution, it's very easy to solve a problem. It's very easy. But if you don't do it well, if you don't talk well or a certain way, I'm sorry. I don't think much will achieve. And that's my only advice.
Are there any regrets?
No, well, like you would have heard from, you would have seen in Dr. Ways, I don't believe in regrets.
Okay.
You see, the moment you regret, you are losing something.
Okay.
Instead of regretting, stand up to the challenge. Stand up to the challenge. But the moment you begin to regret, particularly if you have this kind of disabilities, when you begin to regret, that's exactly what it will take the other part of you, and despair and despondency sets in. So I think no regrets. Okay. All what I'm saying is that let's stand fast and fight for Mother Ghana.
Okay. All right. Doc, I'm grateful to you for coming on the show today. Dr. Henry Seydou Dana is Ghana's first visually impaired lawyer and a former Minister for Chieftaincy and Traditional Affairs. We'll take a break here. We will be back with more. But even before, the features editor here at Joy News did work on, disability, where he focused on some student at the University of Ghana, how one was helping the other go through school, even though both of them are people with disabilities. Watch this.
She's a 21-year-old student of the University of Ghana. Today, she's busy repairing her bicycle. This bicycle is more than just a mode of transportation. It symbolizes her independence and her commitment to helping others living with disability.
My name is Felicity Ajuri-Wedava. I'm a person living with disability called achondroplasia. I'm unique and special in all my ways and aspects.
Felicity moves her hands with dexterity as she applies a cold patch to her bicycle tire, a skill she learned in order to save money and avoid the hassle of repair shops.
And my mom and dad always advised me to learn how to use those things to repair my bike instead of sending it to the market for repairing.
A bicycle is a lifeline, not just for herself, but for her friend Esther Badu, who is visually impaired.
For my condition there, I thought it was the most tedious one. But when I came to the University of Ghana, I could see that mine was a little bit tough because some of them couldn't see. I thank God for my life, and then I was like, God, I didn't know that my problem was not as much as compared to others. I think I could help them because I can see.
Felicity and Esther's friendship began one Monday morning during a lecture. It was not until the lecture that Felicity discovered Esther's visual impairment.
When I came, I was always in my room. I was like, so how am I going to mingle with people? Stigmatization and stuff. Sometimes I would like to speak with someone, but they think being a visually impaired is contagious. So they will not like to come close to you. So when I met Felicity, I was like, wow. I've met, although she's also a person with a disability, but she's helping me a lot.
The way she was looking at me, I thought she could see. I didn't know she was visually impaired. So she asked me for a guideline back to the lecture hall. So I told her that, how can this be? Because I know that you can actually see. Why are you pretending not to see? So she was like, she's a visually impaired, she can't see. So I decided to help her.
And so began a friendship. Every day, Felicity and Esther navigate the sprawling campus together. As Felicity rides, Esther holds her shoulder, guiding her friend to their lecture halls.
Every time I have to help her out by sending her to the lecture halls and all that. It has been a very difficult task for us. but I still insist of helping her by riding her to the lecture halls. Even though our lecture halls is at the top floor.
The photography of the land is not favorable to us. There are gutters, holes, steps and stuff. And she's using her bike. So when we get to gutter, we have to, because she has to get down and help her. I will help her with the bike, carry it to cross the gutter before we continue. When there are steps, she has to get that. It's stressful.
Their bond extends beyond the classroom. They study, cook, and share laughter during their leisure time. Felicity's heart is filled with compassion, not just for Esther, but for others living with disabilities. She finds joy in assisting her friends, despite the challenges they face.
Other people could see their problem to be contagious. They think that maybe coming in contact with them, they will actually be infected and other stuff. So I decided to be friend with her in order to give her a helping hand.
Their friendship is reciprocal. Esther helps Felicity with tasks like washing dishes and provides academic support, explaining difficult concepts during their study sessions.
Some of the animals also have reversed legs, lagoon.
Anywhere she's going, she wants me to go with her, and so do I. Like, we can't go and leave one another. Maybe she'll leave me in the room. When she's going to buy something, she'll be like, Esther, please. And I say, Felicity, how can I visually bed you? I said, she said, no, I don't care. Let's move together. We move together. So anyway, so I really like, there is this friction between the two of us. Yeah.
Esther too cherishes their friendship, finding strength and comfort in their daily interactions.
It has been fantastic. We sometimes quarrel. Sometimes when it's time for lectures, I'll be tired. We'll not sleep early because we'll study the whole night. Maybe we'll sleep at 2 and stuff. So we had to wake up for the next lecture. She'll come and wake me up. I'll be like, Felicity, why did you come to wake me up? You have to leave me. Then we'll quarrel because of this thing. Then not serious fight stuff. We just fight and yeah. And she's not a kind of person, even if you say something, she'll be angry. She'll just, sometimes I do say something, I'll be like, Felicity, why are you not mad at me? She said, no. Then I'll just apologize and we move on. Yeah, so I really love our friendship.
Their shared moments of joy and mutual support paint a beautiful picture of what friendship truly means. Felicity dreams of becoming a journalist, using her voice to advocate for others with disabilities.
I want to be a journalist because I've not seen people giving news like me. And for that matter, I would like to use the power of the microphone to advocate for persons living with disabilities.
We want the whole world to know of our friendship, a visually impaired and a person living with a quadriplegia, being besties.
Despite the challenges, Felicity and Esther are determined to succeed in their academic pursuit and hope their friendship will inspire others, as well as highlight the need for better support for students with disabilities. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News.
My God will always lead me
Pentecost. Well, welcome back to the AM show. Let's talk about Red Wave Christmas Fair. And we'll be having in studio Maxine Opoku Ababio, a senior marketing officer of Belacqua. We'll be having them here so we can have this chat. But ahead of that, we still have other things that we can bring you. We have Dear Muhammad there in terms of the fight against illegal mining. We'll bring you that. We'll be putting some features together. My colleague Jivenu has visited some communities to look at what's happening in terms of illegal mining. Watch this.
One guy was the one who be as says can go to no pay. Now when you go to no pay no one if you want. No one's got what penny in the arsenal. I'm my younger as you
The chiefs in the Aguna Nyakrom traditional area are in a council meeting. They are meeting because an old wound has been reopened.
If you galabse, Yankasa, Yempen for Ghana, a minimum movie. Miakoshaba, Minister Koto, Machina, never galabse.
Years ago, they fought and stopped illegal miners who attempted to dig close to the Ayensu River within their lands. They resisted and protected the river. They won the battle, but the war has returned. The river they saved is dying because of illegal mining in Apepem of the eastern region.
Now, for about 10 years, in Sunino, it's a it's a canano, it's a the Sweeney Paco Apepem. Oko share ninti zuno asesano oba no report o de ba se galapse o tu galapse afe nyewu se nsuno afe de kala no eye mo usa usuru kura usa do tin kwa de usunu but for about almost 1 year, after the Iowa West, I could see about 3 months. The
Kwenyako treatment plant, which was struggling to feed even one, as the chiefs sit in council, frustrated by the Galamsey crisis upstream, the impact hits residents like Kofi. He has no choice but to use the polluted Ayensu River to wash his family's clothes.
He said, I know, I'm fine, yes, you. You're fine, yes, you. And the first, and one yes, I did behind it. You're quay former, and one yes, I had to go bush, you had to quay Juma, Yanom. What you pipe in and I want you, and one yes, Yanom, Yadi, Bennett day, you're doing fine, yes, you. The young penny flow, dear. What you are, one was a watch and a man, what am I? It is only I said, young boys, I can say you're using your car and you feel. What can I say? What do you Benifuniwa? Yati, but Siana was saying, my Siana is any answer to me for God bless you. To me, I got the only a code in Manso. Yakoya answer about you. It's the emperor of what you knew. And yes, sir, one. Say one share my young, they see the bread.
With the Ayensu River heavily polluted and the treatment plant failing, an equally polluted stream is now a source of water for many households. Children bathe in it. Mothers wash their babies in it. Families fetch it for cooking and drinking. This, a stream beside a mountain of refuse, is now their lifeline.
Yes, you know, my son. Galamsey for my son. It's how they share in ye pipe is where matum also na machine a fino I say machine into Amazisiano or stop. Anka your water west were hang, Cadentanka, young who betray. It's a yen sweet na say. Then you be able to matter pure water, intimate top pure water in Jolly. It's way and I be used to
the catch your problem. Into more summer. One country bank than Crawford. Say you had a brepa. One was here. Then and soon you cry, what you are capable of reaching one. Yesterday, initially.
Dear Mahama, the people who once defended the Ayensu River now watch it die at the hands of illegal miners they cannot confront.
We are catching them when we are from. Mukan champion for Gunka and I was my journal say, Yebre pa into woman, but Diana, Kuyako Damno, or maybe my young.
Families are desperate. Children are exposed. Several districts are running out of clean water. Illegal mining is now more than an environmental issue. It is a threat to survival. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Aguna Nyakrom, Central Region.
So let's now talk about the Red Wave Christmas Fair that I spoke to you earlier about. Maxine Opokun Ababio, a senior marketing officer of Bell Aqua. She's a very big woman. Good morning to you, Maxine. How are you?
How about you?
I'm well. So let's talk about this Red Wave. What is it?
Red Wave. Before I begin or talk more about the question, the important question of the day, I want to give a brief background as to how the Red Wave came about. For Blow Group Company, that's producers of Bell Aqua Mineral Water, Bell Beverages, Bell Pack Tissues, and Blue Plastics, Christmas is a season where people come together. It's a time where people enjoy and have shared experiences. And when we're thinking about a name for this particular initiative, we came up with a lot of questions, but one question stood out. What truly reflects who we are as a company and the spirit of this festive season? The color red automatically came to mind because for us at Blow Group, red stands for togetherness. It stands for love, passion, and bringing people together. And red is the heart of Christmas. And it's a color that resonates deeply with the brand that we stand for. On the other hand, wave symbolizes energy and excitement that spreads from one place to the other. And we believe that our product is created in such a way that connects with people, attracts attention. And for a company like Blow Group, connecting with people and spreading joy automatically tells you that you need to bring people together to connect in a way where they can have our product easily accessible to them and other brands also on board. So that is why the name Red Wave came about, just to create an experience where people will come together and shop at a very discounted price. Yes.
So when and where is this happening?
It's happening on the 5th of December.
Friday.
That's this Friday to 7 December, right at the Triangle Court, Accra Mall. I don't know if you're familiar with Triangle Court.
Yeah, I know. The other park is called Good Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Triangle Court is just close to the runabout.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
I get it.
So that's where we are having the Red Wave Christmas experience. It is the first edition. And for Blow Group or Belacqua, what we think about is our consumers. How do we provide a better service for our consumers? That is why we are having the Red Wave. It's a pre-Christmas sales, and there's a whole lot of exciting activities from food, from a lot of activities for children. We have a female Santa Claus coming there who is bearing a lot of gifts for the children. We have Kojo Manuel and DJ Lot coming through. They are headlining Friday's experience. We have the Food Bazaar, which is happening on Sunday, and a live band experience. And there's a Children's Day, which is on a Saturday. And one critical thing I need not to leave out is we are going to give out the biggest hamper to anyone who will be coming there to shop. I won't mention the criteria for we giving this award, but trust me, if you want to get or receive this hamper, just come to the Red Wave.
And the biggest hamper is what?
It features Belacqua products, Bell Beverages, products from Launcher Kitchen, Decathlon, Promasidor, Prucos, which is Kivo, a whole lot of amazing brands on board.
And if a brand wants to be part of this, what should the brand do?
Okay, so slots are still open. If you want to make more inquiries about it, you can contact us on 020-4139-396, 020-4139-396.
So this is going to be a yearly affair?
Yes, yes. Because this is the first edition, we want to see how it goes so that next year we even become very bigger.
So this is Red Wave happening on Friday to Sunday, yeah?
5th December, that's Friday, this coming Friday, from 9 a.m. through to 10 p.m.
Okay.
As I said,
a long day.
It's a long day, and it's a fair with a twist. It's not just the normal fair that you go to, you shop and go home. We want to create a lasting experience for our consumers. So when you come, there's a lot more for your kids. There's a lot more for women and males as well. So shopping, games, giveaways, Santa Claus, face paintings, sip and paint, a whole lot of exciting activities on that day. And there's a big parking lot where you can park your cars and everything. And be rest assured, it's a family-friendly environment. There's police who will be there 24/7 to ensure safety of everyone.
So it means that if I come there, it's only going to be drinks and beverages?
No.
Food?
No, there's food.
There's rice?
There's rice. We have Indian dishes. We have Lebanese, Mexican, Ghanaian dishes, a whole lot. So there are varieties of food where you can easily patronize. We have top restaurants on board, Lebanese, and Noble House is one of them. So we have all of them coming on board. We have beauty products, we have clothes, we have shoes, horseman shoes, a whole lot of brands or vendors coming on board. Trust me, it's going to be a massive experience.
Is there any cost to bear if I want to be part of this?
It's absolutely free. If
I want to be a vendor?
A vendor?
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely free. No, Blow Group, no, we don't do that. As I said, we want to create a lasting experience for our consumers. So it's absolutely free. You just have to call us and we'll provide you this.
How do I call you?
As I said, the number is 020-4139-396. 020-4139-396.
Okay. And this is the number to call to be part of this. 0204-1393-96 is the number.
Yes.
Okay. When is the last time that one can call to register?
Today. Today would be the last day.
Last day.
Yes. So you can feel free to call to make more inquiries. Yes.
All right. What should we expect? You've said that it's not going to be the usual fare, whatever. If I come, what would I leave the place with?
Okay. So the Red Wave Christmas Fair is just one thing, a fun-filled experience, not just a normal fair, where you come to shop at a very discounted price. We have up to 30% discount on the goods that we'll be selling there. We have fun activities for kids. There's live entertainment from Kojo Manuel. I don't know if you experienced Kojo Manuel before. Kojo Manuel and DJ Loft will be headlining Friday's program. It's a holiday. You don't need to be at home. Belacqua or Blow Group is offering you that experience. And you need to bring all your friends, your family along to experience it. And there's giveaways for everyone. As I said, there's a big hamper that will be given on that day. And there will be Joy FM Drive coming there to stream live on Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you don't want to miss out on this.
Maxine, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wish you all the best for this.
Thank you.
Maxine Opokwon, Senior Marketing Officer with Bell Aqua there. We'll take a break. I'll be back with more. Please do stay.
Adventure.
Adventure. ADVENTURE. Adventure.
Brilliant.
Brilliance. BRILLIANT. Brilliance.
Capture.
Capture. CAPTURE. Capture.
Determine.
Determine. DETERMINE. Determine.
Discover.
Discover. DISCOVER. Discover.
Effort.
EFFORT. Effort.
Fascinate.
Fascinate. FASCINATING. Fascinate.
Glimpse.
Glimpse. GLIMS. Glimpse.
Harmony.
Harmony. HARMONY. Harmony.
Inspire.
Inspire. INSPIRE. Inspire.
Journey.
Journey. JAGENETLY. Journey.
Keen.
Please do it again.
Keen.
HINE. HINE.
Oh, that's one hell of a speller there. And he's part of the Genius Speller. And we have in studio Victor Senkansa, the CEO of National Genius Speller. Victor, good morning. And that's what happens.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I remember in the early part of the year we met when you were going to begin this. And how has it been so far?
You know, once you partner with multimedia, you know that you are about to hit everywhere. And that is what has happened. So because of our partnership, Genius Speller is everywhere. And this year, I think we had about 20,000 children enrolling. And you can just imagine how it could be. It's been very successful, very, very impactful. Parents, schools, coaches, teachers have testified that indeed Junior Speller is a program that each and every parent needs to enroll aboard so that you can build your level of confidence, their public speaking skills, and also not only that, but love learning. And that is what we've been doing this year.
So where are we?
So we are in the final stages or the final phase of the contest. We're going to have our national finals this Friday and Saturday. The Friday we are going to have for grade 1 and grade 4, grade 1 to grade 4 category. And then on Saturday we would have for grade 5.
1
yes.
to grade 4.
Yes.
That's class 1 to class 4.
Yes.
Hey.
That is their category, and then we would have the class 5 to JHS level, their contest as well on Saturday. So on Friday we are going to have one champion for class 1 to class 4, and then on Saturday we are going to have class 5 to JHS level, one champion.
But class 1 to class 4, there's one champion for the 4 classes.
Yes.
How is that possible? If I'm in class 5, I have an advantage over class 1.
Yes, that is what happens. But this is something very interesting. For instance, class 5, usually we get class 3 winning, class 2 is able to win. And even last year, the winner of the grade class 5 to JHS level, the winner was a class 5 student.
Hey.
Yes, so that is what happens, because when you give them the opportunity to study the same thing, it all gets back to not the smartest is going to win. It is the one who is more dedicated and works so hard at it. So Junior Speller helps us to understand that hard work really pays. So if you spend more time to study your words, you spend more time to study the meaning of those words, it doesn't matter. You can beat whoever you are going to beat. So preparation is so important, and that is what we want the kids to know from the early age, that once you focus and then you pay attention to what you are doing, it doesn't matter who you are competing with, you can still make it. And getting this concept early age is important than any other thing.
So this Friday and Saturday is the finals?
Yes, please.
How many people do we have heading into the finals?
Numbers are very huge. We're getting spellers. So on Friday, we're looking at, but we are looking at more than 100 spellers across the 16 regions. And on Saturday, the same thing. You see, because the numbers
they are all converging at a place?
Yes. Yes. So it is taking place at the Disciples of Christ Ministries auditorium. It's a very big auditorium, a 2,000 seater capacity. So you can come there and have fun and then learn as well. So we are going to do that on Friday, which is the 5th of December, and then on 6th of December as well, we're going to do at the same place. So a lot of spellers, and we are going to get just one champion, and that is really
That's huge, yeah. So you start from the morning and end in the evening, because 100.
Yeah, 100.
You see who would get out of the spelling by getting his or hers wrong.
Yes, once you get it wrong, you're out. No second chance. That's how we do it every time. And the difficult part is this time, since it is the final, you may get words you've never seen before. Most of the words will be words you've never seen before. We've not given the words to you. So when we begin the contest, we give them about 5,000 words to study. Yes, that is what we use to train them throughout the stages. But now we are in the finals. We believe they are well prepared. They understand the concept. If a word is given to you, by asking the origin of the word, you should be able to know how to spell the word. And that is the skill we are going to see. So those who have worked very hard, studied all the principles, understand them very well, they are going to be on top of their game on Friday and Saturday.
All right. So let's see how this one goes. And then, but what's the future? What's the plan for the future like?
Mr. Junior Speller, as I said, since our partnership with Multimedia, especially on Joy Prime, it has grown a lot. And every year we get a lot of calls and messages from countries across Africa, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Kenya. They all want to be part of the National Junior Speller. So we are planning that maybe in 2-3 years' time, we are going to have an international contest after our national finals where champions from other African countries will join us in Ghana. We don't have to go somewhere, but we need to stay here and make Ghana an educational hub where all other countries will come here.
Wish you all the best for the weekend. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So it's a Junior Speller finals coming your way this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Let me say a special belated birthday to you, Stacey, CEO of Stace Bakes in Takrady. Yesterday was your big day, and I'm told you had a great day yesterday. So Stacey of Stace Bakes, have a beautiful new year to you, because God has been kind to you. He has added another year to your age. Do have a fantastic one. Stacey, CEO of Stace Bakes, a happy belated birthday to you. Now, Ghana, are you ready? The wait is over. The Compu Ghana Cashback Sales Festival is back. And this time, it's bigger, better, and way more rewarding. From October to December, shop your favorite brands: Samsung, LG, TCL, HP, Lenovo, Dell, Techno, Infinix, and more at any Compu Ghana showroom across the country. Enjoy instant discount, sweet cashback deals, and surprise gift with every purchase. And that's not all. Your invoice automatically enters you into 3 massive raffles where you could win TVs, laptop, phones, cash prizes, and yes, the ultimate prize, a brand new SUV. And every Friday, the fun goes next level with live exhibitions, FIFA gaming battles, free health checks, and loads of excitement. It's not just shopping, it's a whole festival vibe. So what are you waiting for? Bring the family, bring your friends, and let's make every Friday at Compu Ghana unforgettable. Shop, save, and win big. Visit Compu Ghana or shop online at www.compugana.com. Call 0302-75-2020 or WhatsApp 0243-143-143 for details. This promo is in partnership with NLA under the Caritas Lottery platform. It's joy, rewards, and pure celebration all season long, only at the Compu Ghana Cashback Sales Festival. And that's how we wrap up today's show. Good morning to you, Barnabas Annan, watching us in Biaho. Barnabas, good morning. And that's it. We leave it here, but experience the magic of Christmas on Saturday, 13 December 2025, as we bring you joy to the world. A night of line lessons and carols, music performances from the gospel giant Joe Mettle, the phenomenal Gwendolyn, the legendary Oforian Ponsa, and the powerful voices of the Grace Choral Ministry. General Intatia and Lexi the Comic will be there to keep your energy high. Come and witness the inspiring story of Christ's birth, brought to life by the staff of Joy FM with a touching Christmas sermon from our renowned Bishop James Sarr. This is happening on Saturday, December 13th, 2025 at the beautiful Abadi Beach Hotel, kicking off at 3 p.m. So join us as we welcome the birth of Jesus Christ. Thank you for being a part. We leave now. Up next is News Desk.